welcome to the Guild of Icons. I can only apologize for Pixel.
Happy birthday, Nick.
No, before anything continues, I need to stress, up until now, Pixel has been doing the most horrendous voice.
Wow.
I mean,
okay, I guess
high
this is how I
quality.
found out that I'm being kicked off the show.
Yeah. Jeez,
I can't believe you.
horrible.
Why would you say that about Pixel's voice? That's
I mean,
so
look, I know I was
bullying
slipping
me.
with Gargoyle in the past session, but
Because you're in charge, so it's punching up.
I didn't think it was going to be that harsh a response.
Why are you bullying me like this? I've
we know
done
what's
nothing
coming.
wrong.
We know
I
what
would
you're
like to
about
add
to do to
that
us.
You are
That's not-
literally throwing me in. I'm sorry, Q.
I'm not doing
Sorry.
anything.
Yeah.
Who wants inspiration?
I do, thanks.
All right, Hannah, give me a recap of the entire court session. I wrote a full transcript of this, so I will want all of it.
All right, so we went to court. There were other things that preceded this, though. At some point, I went back to Alana to stop them killing each other. I believe Eao also followed for reasons as well. Gargle hit books to research what needed doing to end up getting Eao Dunwich convicted of at least enough felonies to spend some time in Candle without being outright executed on the spot. Because for convoluted reasons, we need to get Eao convicted. Do not worry, it all makes sense.
For convoluted reasons, the D&D tagline.
Yes. For convoluted reasons, we are now rolling math rocks. And then their trial happens. Gargoyle is lead prosecution. Somehow. We are also co-prosecuting, and Eao is represented by a simple country tabaxi. A vampire that the entire party wants to marry. And I think that was the entire prosecution, the entire defense turns case.
That's right. Yeah.
Look, Gargoyle has 20 intelligence. He can pick up becoming a prosecutor in a night.
It's more the fact that we were allowed to prosecute in the first place. We make our opening arguments, we make some decent defenses, then there's a short recess. We talk with members of the gallery and just to get a good vibe on how the thing's going. And then witnesses are teleported in from all across the world as part of the deposition, including, I believe it's Morgan from Guild of Icons Adventures.
Morgan didn't
want
manage
his
to.
appearance.
There was
Morgan didn't manage,
Inotrari.
that was it. Inotrari, sorry. Inotrari. Yeah, Morgan resisted.
Or didn't manage to.
Well, Cantlord
Yes,
didn't
because
manage to.
that would require pixel role playing to see the characters talking to themselves, and that's a big.
I was prepared for it. I gave up that chance to give us good testimony for flavor. I give up a lot of things for flavor that don't make any sense. That's the thing you have to know about me playing.
Like the ability
game.
to fly at any time.
a crystal,
Yeah.
one of the crystal dragons that we managed to free a few weeks ago, and there was
But
one
that's just
more. It was
property,
one.
right, Keith?
Shut up! Hated doing that. Absolutely hated it. Makes it
Yes.
still make has horrible feel in my mouth even at the moment. And there was one more. It was one of the engineers or one of the evokers that I think it was an evoker that had bumped into Eao.
That's
And
right.
a lot of the crux of the arguments were on lines of trying to get Eao, from the defense's point of view, seen as a harmless, bumbling simpleton who is just happens to do some illegal things that are doing great things for all of Cantlaw, and our side of things is going, no, is a nefarious criminal mastermind and must be thrown away. And we are about to hear the sentence, I believe.
So a reminder of the charges. Consuming
Of which
a
there are
meal,
many.
a succulent Chinese meal. No, they are, as levied by the prosecution, conspiracy to aid a known massacrist, assault of an inquisitorial captain, evading arrest by Cantlaw security, trespassing without authorization on multiple locations in Cantlaw, including the school grounds themselves, impersonation of a safety survey intern under a false name, collection of confidential information regarding Cantlaw's sub-schools, including budget, death records, accident records even, and evocation experiments, attending a lecture on planar travel to the outer planes without authorization, the theft of the entire semester supply of pearls from the School of Illusion, conspiracy to create dissent amongst the Cantlaw sub-schools, unlawful entry of the Overlook Tavern after closing time, holding of 7 hostages, the Brass Cannons and Foul-Leg Robert in the Overlook Tavern, assault of multiple Cantlaw Inquisitors and the murder of an Inquisitorial captain, and corruption of a minor.
Excuse you. I could have sworn one of those charges was conspiracy to destroy Baboonmas.
That one was removed from the list.
Damn it.
That's not even all the crimes she committed in Cantlor.
That's not even all the crimes she committed in the courtroom during the case. Like, so in between, since the last session, I actually got a jury of D&D players to go through the transcript, and they went through the entire thing, the entire court transcript, and they argued over it, and they argued heavily over this. There has been a lot of back and forth. There's been a lot of surprise twists and changes to what ended up being the final verdict. So we went by basically majority. Normally you'd go by a unanimous thing, but we did not have enough time to get people to unanimously agree on things.
So for the purposes of because it's probably going up to YouTube, so not with the Twitch chat at the moment. And you go through who the jury was for our benefits.
Yes.
Because I see arguments in the chat already about it.
Your jurors were one bugbear bard by the name of Stonk. You had one tiefling artificer by the name half-elf artificer, sorry, by the name of Spring. You had you had the foreman of the jury was one tiefling warlock by the name of Impenitent Malark. You had a dwarven bard by the name of Frida. And you also had a turtle. Was it the ranger or the artificer? I believe it was the ranger, so that would be a 1 in. A humble fisher turtle. And those were your jury, and they argued, like properly argued over this. They're still arguing in the chat now. Some of them are not happy with the final verdict. I'll say that. But it came down to majorities in this case. Judge bangs the gavel. Good old Judge Judgment bangs the gavel, and the courtroom falls silent once more. And he says, "Let's hear it then. Jury, you've deliberated, you've had plenty of time. Your final verdict, please." And a tiefling stands, clears their throat solemnly, and addresses you all.
Thank you, Judge Judgment. On the charge of conspiracy to aid a known massacrist, we find the defendant not guilty. On the charge of assault of an inquisitorial captain, we find the defendant guilty. On the charge of evading arrest by Cantlaw security, we find the defendant guilty. On the charge of trespassing without authorization on multiple locations in Cantlor, including the school grounds themselves, we find the defendant not guilty. On the charge of impersonation of a safety survey intern under a false name, we find the defendant not guilty. On the charge of collection of confidential information regarding Cantlor's sub-schools, including budgets, death records, accident records, and evocation experiments, we find the defendant not guilty. On the charge of attending a lecture on planar travel to the outer planes without authorization, we find the defendant unanimously not guilty. On the charge of the theft of the entire semester's supply of pearls for the School of Illusion, we find the defendant guilty. On the charge of conspiracy to create dissent amongst the Cantlor sub-schools, we find the defendant unanimously not guilty. On the charge of unlawful entry of the Overlook Tavern after closing time, we find the defendant unanimously not guilty. On the charge of holding of 7 hostages, the Brass Cannons and Foul-Leg Robert, in the Overlook Tavern, we find the defendant unanimously not guilty. On the charge of assault of multiple Cantlor Inquisitors and the murder of an inquisitorial captain, we find the defendant not guilty. On the charge of corruption of a minor, we find the defendant unanimously not guilty.
There you go. Your verdicts. Now, what I did was I set a sentence for each one of these crimes before I heard the verdict. And I set a threshold. If a certain amount of time was reached, and that time was a total of 10 years, the death penalty would be sought. So let's go through them, shall we? Conspiracy to aid a known massacrist would have been 10 years.
Oh.
Not guilty. Assault of an inquisitorial captain. Guilty. 5 years.
Ooh,
Evading arrest by Cantlor security. Guilty. 2 years. Trespassing without authorization on Cantlor grounds. Not guilty. 2 years. Impersonation of a safety survey intern under a false name. Not guilty. That would have been a quarter of a year.
I want to say it is funny I got not guilty on that. I did that in the courtroom.
Explicitly in
to
the courtroom.
The judge.
Yeah, I know. Collection of confidential information regarding Cantlor's sub-schools would have been a year. Not guilty. The theft of the entire semester's supply of pearls from the School of Illusion. Guilty. 1 year.
Ooh, we're up to 8 now, I think.
8 years. Conspiracy to create dissent amongst the Cantlor sub-schools. Not guilty. 6 months. Unlawful entry to the Overlook Tavern after closing time. Not guilty. 3 days. Holding of 7 hostages. The Brass Cannons and Foul-Leg Robert in the Overlook Tavern. 5 years. Not guilty. Assault of multiple Cantlor Inquisitors and the murder of an inquisitorial captain. 8 years. Not guilty. Corruption of a minor. 1 day. Not guilty. Cantlor's kind of in the business of corrupting minors. They weren't hugely caring about that one.
Okay, I'm guessing the jury.
The only way to get their coal.
I'm guessing the jury heard about like the miraculous resurrection of everybody and assumed that meant that they didn't die, but they did die. I should have called Gargoyle's therapist as an expert in this matter.
The juror foreman in the chat is pointing out right now that if it had not been for the bugbear stonk, the total verdict would have been 26 years, which would have been Eao's immediate death.
I had a
yeah.
Execution would have been via power word kill.
I was expecting disintegrate.
Oh, that would work as well, actually.
Just Rix is just leaping, leaping off from the stand and going, "I've got this. Don't worry."
Yeah.
To be fair, we had a contingency for that.
Virixis totally would try to get Eao away so that she'd owe them one.
So I'm going to see that Gargoyle is legitimately annoyed about not being able to get much more stringent sentences. I'm just going to put my hand on it. It's okay. We only needed that much. We only needed that long. Don't worry.
watching Pixel's camera during that whole thing, that was a journey and a half.
It was just bullshit at every innocent verdict.
We objectively know that she was trespassing. She didn't go through customs.
Yeah, but Your Honor, it's all a bit of a laugh, ain't it?
After this, I will unseal the channel and you can have a look at the arguments if you'd like.
I'm going to
There
read
was
that.
a lot. It was really, really good. It was really, really good.
Oh yeah, I'll dig deep into the minds of our friends and see what I can get away with.
Yeah. So Judge Judgment bangs a gavel and delivers the final sentence: 8 years imprisonment in the Black Blast Keep. And grounded, you'll be there as well for a day.
Your Honor, can I please beg
Objection.
leniency?
I would like to confer with my lawyers, please.
You can't object to the sentence.
The defense does have a right to deliberate on the sentencing as well. We can petition for a lighter sentence. I would like to confer with my lawyers.
He waves his hand. Fine. And Smiley walks over and like, nah, I'm just a simple, ordinary tabaxi, an ordinary,
Quiet, Smiley,
normal
you're not important
tabaxi,
here.
innocent tabaxi. I mean, 8 years is not bad. I thought we did pretty good, to be honest. I was expecting like 20 or something like that.
Be quiet, Smiley. You're useless here.
gloves
I
work,
turn to the
stand up.
vampire lady.
She's holding her glass and going,
You asked me a question earlier, and I said after the sentencing I would answer it for you.
Duh.
You asked me why I lie so casually, even though it's so obvious. It's because you can't tell which of those lies is actually the truth. If I lie just as easily as I breathe, you don't know what's actually real, what's not. Nobody can know my motivations but me.
So you are a fool.
Perhaps, but I've gotten this far, haven't I?
You have gone this far. You mean 8 years in prison?
Let's just keep assuming I'm going to spend the whole 8 years in there.
Are you
Say that.
threatening to try to break out of prison?
No, of
I
course
would
not.
not do that if I were you. We will say, haha, it was joke. But don't do
Haha,
that.
it was joke. But I will say, thanks to Smiley's inept help, I'm going exactly where I need to be, and I thank you both.
It is becoming clearer and clearer that you are definitely going to where you need to be. And she finishes her glass in one, pats you on the head and says, have a good 8 years. Hopefully you learn something.
Next time I need a lawyer, I'll be sure to call you two.
Well, it won't be for a while, will it?
Give it a week.
I have a question.
She walks off. Yeah?
Okay, so 1, can vampires actually get drunk? And 2, if that was not in fact wine, why was she just downing it? That wouldn't have any effect.
They can if it was the blood of an alcoholic.
Yeah, but then the same question.
Remember that alcoholic who fell down the stairs? The illusion stairs?
Have not confirmed that she's a vampire.
I choose to believe it, regardless of what you ever say from this point on.
You can believe what you want, but she might
I mean,
just
he's made it pretty clear
dress
that
like
she
that.
has us all charmed.
Yeah, I suppose we'll just rush into conclusions.
God damn it. Oh my god.
The defense agrees with the sentencing. Let us continue.
Judge Judgment's add 3 days to grounded sentence.
Well, what's
No, not
that?
Okay.
Just as the judge felt like it.
Judge Judgment says, before we go any further, I must ask you a few important questions. First of all, are you native to this plane of existence?
That is a very specific question. Why do you ask?
It is a very specific question because it affects how we proceed.
I was, in fact, born on the material plane.
Very good.
I have not lied.
Yeah,
I
you
have a bad feeling
haven't.
about this.
I have a bad feeling about this as well, Ayo.
I mean, you're not under a zone of truth. You don't have to.
Summon the circle, please. And a teleportation circle appears on the ground. Very good. Grounded of Wark, your sentence is much smaller, though, so you will not be needed to be treated quite so harshly. Please step on the circle, and you will be processed on the other side.
Your Honor, may I please ask for leniency?
This is leniency. Get on the circle.
You've got a day for contempt of court. That's pretty lenient.
4 days.
I think the other 3 days were a joke.
Oh yeah, that was a joke. You have just 1 day, which is, if
Your
anything,
Honor,
a problem for you because that's now a time limit.
Your Honor, I just wanted to say I have been trapped in a penny this entire trial.
Please get in the circle.
Okay, but I'm innocent. And then she hops in the circle.
All right, you hop in the circle and you vanish in a flash of white light. It's a teleportation circle. It doesn't hurt or anything. You simply teleport to a room made of obsidian, with green flames around you, and there is someone there in a guard's uniform who has stepped forward through the zone. If you're are you a changeling?
Nope, I don't think so. But I know from the changeling.
Well, if you are, this will hurt a lot.
Okay.
And they're going to start processing you. Essentially, they're going to take your magic items and all that. You're left with you're then handed some prison jumpsuit and told to change behind a curtain and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Can I try and secrete anything onto me?
You may attempt to do that while you're changing. You may make me a sleight of hand check.
We hid Ao's shit. We didn't hide grounded shit because we didn't count on grounded going.
I will say I would like to do the same thing.
Yes, yours will be different though, so we'll get to you in a sec. We'll definitely do you because you've got a specific class feature for this. So you're definitely going to be hiding something on yourself. Don't worry about that. But yeah,
we really should have hid grounded stuff. We should have expected contempt of court.
Okay, I've got some inspiration to burn, so I'm going to burn it because that was a free.
I will say while they are doing this, I'm going to take the deck of cards I have on me. I'm going to slide a lockpick inside the deck box.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay.
Roll me sleight of hand, please.
Of course.
And I rolled a 10 on sleight of hand, so I'm going to guess I get nothing.
No, you get nothing in this case, I think.
Hannah and I will also roll sleight of hand to see how great our high five goes.
Okay.
Yep, you got rid of the roads. You're free.
Success.
You're free of the Guild of Icons.
Finally. Yeah.
I got a 3 on high fives, so we missed.
That's the most gargoyle thing to do.
I just make a very open high five towards you.
That is a 24.
Okay, you're going to be able to hide that fine. So, Gargoyle, you attempt to high five Hannah and you just miss. And somewhere in a cell, actually in a cell very near grounded, Toady the Bard just feels a wince of pain. As if a nerd has just done the nerdiest fucking thing.
Yeah, Varixus can be heard audibly laughing now that the silence spell has been.
Yeah. Okay, so Ayo, you've managed to hide that. The judge looks to you and says, as your sentence is more severe and as you have proven to show a complete disrespect for the law, we will have to treat you more harshly. I am sorry about this, but there is no other way. And
oh my god, is Nick finally going to feeble-mind somebody? He's been trying all campaign.
it ain't that. A mage steps forward with a solemn sort of look on his face. Like he does this a lot and does not enjoy this. And
what's happening?
Says,
we're not there.
We're in the room,
this is in the courtroom. You're this one.
Yeah, this happened in front of us.
Ao's
Yeah,
still
what's
here.
happening?
And the mage casts a spell, says a word of power that causes your body to experience waves of intense pain. Ao.
Ooh.
There is no save to this
It's power word, yeah.
because it's a power word. You are struck with power word pain.
Oof.
Your speed is no higher than 10 feet. You have disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws other than constitution saves. We'll try to be quick to get this pain over with as quickly as we can. You are native to the plane, so we will need to get you into the circle, and one of them comes over and tries to grab you and push you into the circle. Do you resist?
I think I will. Yeah, I will.
Okay, roll, but at disadvantage.
What am I rolling?
This would be a avoidance of a grapple, so acrobatics presumably for you.
6.
Yeah, that's not going to do it.
I think
I mean,
during this,
I'll
I'm
roll
going,
just
I
in
think
case,
during this,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
I think during this, I'm going to speak up and go, for the interests of the court and those of us who haven't yet witnessed this, what procedure is being applied here? I imagine the stenographer will not want to note it down.
Power word pain, a teleportation to the plane of fire, and then interment in an iron flask.
Okay.
And teleportation to the plane of fire, and then return back to the
Oh, yes.
Mysterium. Yes.
Returned back to...
Returned back with the... Is that doable? Gargoyle? I'm buying Eao some time to realize the stakes of what's happening here.
Gargoyle is going to whisper,
if the plane of fire isn't the plane that she's originally from, then she will return.
Okay.
So,
I think
Eao, you
I'm
are
not sure how much
bundled
if I know about
into-
Eao is the problem.
Eao, you are bundled into the teleportation circle and you arrive in the elemental plane of fire. It is searingly hot. There is someone waiting there in heavy black leather. They look like they must be extremely sweaty under there, although right now for you, you are reeling in pain. The moment you step through, they open a brass stopper on an iron bottle and they speak a command word in Ignan. And you feel this pull. I need a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage, please.
Yeah.
why are you giving Eao Dunwich more wishes?
Wisdom saving throw, you said?
Yeah.
That is a 14.
14 is not enough, I'm afraid. It's a DC 17 on the item. You are sucked into the iron flask. And the stopper is closed. Power word pain is dispelled, and you feel okay now, but you are trapped inside. You cannot get out yourself.
Now you get to know what it feels like to be stuck in an inanimate object for a bit.
You
It's not
are...
fun.
Yeah, so if you want to look up the rules for the iron flask, you can only be released by someone else.
Mm-hmm.
After a few seconds, the extremely sweaty, leather-clad man arrives from the plane of fire into the courtroom holding an iron flask. And the judge nods, says, "Please go and store that in the keep," and vanishes again. In the teleportation circle, grounded as you're changing, you see a flash of light and someone comes through. It is the person I've just described, and they are holding this iron flask, and they walk past you deeper into the prison.
Cool. What about Felicitas, which was not on my person when all this was happening?
Felicitas is, well, Felicitas in every item you would have had. Actually, if Felicitas is not on your person, Felicitas will probably be put into evidence storage or something like that, or personal storage. They'll keep hold of your stuff for you and give them back afterwards. But all of your other items are actually still on you. They would have taken like equipment, but your clothes and all that are still on you because they know you can't get out.
I mean, fortuitous for when we open the bottle, if we can get to it.
Fortuitous, you could even say it's felicitous.
I mean, they still issue jumpsuits if they take your clothes.
Yeah.
Like, Ground is not in the buff right now.
Am I allowed to? Am I allowed to?
She could be in the buff.
Am I allowed to talk at all while in here?
Totally.
Like, even if
no one can hear you, but yeah.
Okay, now my only other question is any sort of psychic communication with me blocked by the Iron Flask by rules?
Ooh, let me have a look. That's
Also,
interesting.
What's the eating situation? Is it just like almost suspended animation?
Essentially it's suspended animation. So what this is basically a genie's flask. Genie's lamp equivalent.
Well, hey, it's probably nice inside.
And it
I
only works on people
wish.
who are not in the plane that they are native to initially when it's used. That's why you were moved to the elemental plane of
Right.
fire. Yeah.
I was wondering because I believe Ao's currently not by rules text, like not from anything else, but rules text wise isn't native to the material plane anymore.
No.
I think mechanically I'm considered mechanically I'm considered a native to the Emerald Force, even if that is not technically true.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you can communicate psychically out of there because I think that sounds interesting to me. There's nothing specifically in the item that says you cannot. However, it does say that most people don't even know you're in there unless they cast Identify to find out that there's a spell, there's a person inside.
Rounded quick, make an insight check to intuit that I wasn't there.
Can I roll inside to work that out?
I think you'd probably reasonably understand if Ao hasn't come in any other time that Ao is probably in the flask.
Yeah. Wait, would Granted know what the flask is though?
Roll me Arcana.
Okay.
No, I'm asking if I could still be communicated with psychically, because there is a creature I know has psychic communication with me because I owe it a favor.
Oh. I thought you were going to say Felicitous.
There is a fey fox that I owe a favor right now.
The one character I forget exists every time, yeah. Well, not that one. Well, there's one other character, of course, who I forget exists every time, and I'm sure Pixel will remind me. Reginaf Strode.
Hey, you remembered!
Yes, I finally
the search and
remembered.
feed text of Canlor, who possibly created the spell Control Weather.
Yes.
Okay, I will be right back. I'm sorry, I need
That's fine. I can go to grounded. I can go to grounded now. So grounded, you're changed into your jumpsuit and you're led into the prison. As you're going in,
the Arcana, by the way.
a 5 on the Arcana. You have no idea. Probably a prison of some kind, though, right? So you've made it through the Sally Port, and as you're going through, you do spot there is a door off of the Sally Port labeled Armory. I'm basically assuming at this point Grounded is casing the joint while going through and trying to get as much information just while being led in. From the Sally Port, you enter cell block A, which is where you will be kept. This is the really low security sort of area. Most people here are here for very short sentences. It's relatively comfortable. It's not too bad.
Dimbles is already here.
Dimbles is not in cell block A. No.
No, I mean the other Dimbles. He got arrested already.
Oh yeah, that's likely. Dimbles is here, drunk and disorderly. They show you here and they say, look, you're gonna be here tonight, but you're not gonna be staying here all the time. You will be working. They say, well, we will have to process you first. We'll sort you out in the interrogation room if that's okay. Just
I believe. Oh, yeah.
nothing major, just a couple of bits of info. So they take you through a iron door that is like 4 inches of iron thick, and they pull it open, and through you enter a second smaller cell block, cell block B. And
That's
in
true.
here, yeah.
Is the jumpsuit the same shade of orange as Grounded skin?
No. The jumpsuit here is a dark purple. And
So the same color as Grounded's hair.
as you're walking along,
God. I need to complain here. This is clashing. Can you do something about that?
Draws a truncheon. Won't be having any of that.
Okay, fashion, please.
And as you're walking along, a hand grabs your wrist, and you turn, and there is Toady, looking
Toady.
very pale, very sick. Handed a York, as I live and breathe. How many days has it been?
I think it's been 5.
I think
Grounded
it's
would
been
know
5. I would know this.
Feels like it's been months.
Yeah. Sorry, we're trying to get you out, but
Well, yeah, I know. That's why you're here, right?
I
it's
mean,
also
yes.
complicated. Technically, I'm here for contempt of court.
Contempt of court? What? Yes. Anyway, I'll catch you up at lunch, all right? And he goes back down and he starts humming a little tune to himself. You recognize it probably as a dirty drinking song that he's previously sang in a pub.
Yeah, you don't need to feel bad. Like, we are here, like, it is also an objective to rescue the brass cannons. This is a dual purpose prison break.
Yep. Through cell block B, you can see another heavy iron door, and that says cell block C. And as you round the corner, the door is just closing, and you surmise that's probably where Eao is being stored. But you're taking a different direction towards a room that says interrogation. And it is a soft padded door. You open it and you step in, and you can smell the blood and the vomit and the urine in this room. It is not a nice room. They gesture to a chair and they say, "Don't worry, it's just a formality. You're not under interrogation. We just need to do some paperwork."
Okay. I have a question. What kind of work am I going to be doing here?
Can you write?
Yep, fully literate.
Great. Well, we have a load of spell scrolls we need copying.
Do I need to be a wizard to do that?
No, it should be fine. Just make the same symbols you see.
Okay.
And he sits down and he gets out a ream of paper and he goes, "Right, firstly, your name."
Grounded, joyous of Wark.
That lines up. Okay. And where? Well, of Wark. Okay. Well, I've already got that then. Age?
Yeah. I think it's somewhere between 23 and 26.
I'll put 26 down. Okay. Any dependents?
Yeah, the entire spire of Wark in the Glarus Desert.
Wark. Okay. Very good.
And my 4 adopted children.
Oh, and children. Yes, easy to forget them, I suppose. Is someone taking care of them?
Yeah, they've been left with a friend.
Left with a friend. Okay, good. You're here for 1 day for contempt of court. That's fine. We get a lot of them.
What is the nature of your relationship with the Transmutex?
Very good. No, okay. You're so we're going to have you working on spell scrolls. That's all. Your mealtime will be at 2:00 and at 9. And you've got your jumpsuit. Good. You've been searched already, correct?
Yep. You've got all my stuff.
Yep. Well, you will have your items returned to you at the end. Don't worry about that. And that's everything. Sorry about the smell and all that. Multi-purpose room. Well, I will show you to the workroom and we'll get you started. And they take you. Yep.
Can I sort of just take a glance around and see if I can work out anything that happened in the room recently?
Sure. Give me investigation, that sounds.
Guess you grew up doing surveys.
Ooh, I've got an item for this. And
Yes.
Ao grew up doing surveys.
No,
That's half the reason why she's
Ao
in here.
adopted the surveys.
No, you got that wrong. I grew up surveying places so that other people could rob them.
Keith, I've got an item basically kind of for what Grounded is doing, and we should go fetch it from the School of Abjuration when we have a moment.
Let's send the things first.
Yeah, I will be cutting to you two in a second, so do think about what you want to be doing. 23. With a 23, you can tell that this room has been used for the torture of a lot of people. And you see there's a tooth embedded in one of the walls. There's a tuft of hair that you recognize to be Steve's. There's a lot of bloodstains. You can see a bloody fingernail as well. It's not a nice place. It is not normally a place you want to be in, but it appears to be the only place they've got a desk.
You really don't have many desks around this place then?
And the others are in use in the workroom.
Ah, fair. I was kind of worried I'd be working in here.
No, we don't tend to clean this place. It's more effective if we don't. Anyway, you won't need to see the inside of this room. Worry not, that's for people in cell block B and C. So, it takes you back through cell block B. You see Steve. He sat in the corner of his cell with a long stare ahead. He looks straight past you as you walk past. You come back to cell block A, where things are a little bit more comfortable, and move through to the work hall. As you're going through, the guard points out another door and says, that way is the mess hall. That's where you'll get your food. When it comes to time for you to go, there'll be a bell chime. Just follow everyone else. It'll be fine. The food's... Yeah. In here, just what you can do, take one of these scrolls, these empty ones. Empty, clear, blank. Take that. Take one of the ones that's completed, make the same marks on it. When you're done, show it to someone. They'll have a look, see if your work's okay. If it is, you will get a little bit of money. We do pay the prisoners for this. And then you start again, basically. Really quite simple. And you can see there's a bunch of other people in here working. Dimbles is in here working. And Dimbles looks at you and goes, "Oh, land of New York. You get drunk." I did.
Contempt of court.
Contempt of court. Oh, you can't. Well, let's get working on these. Sometimes, honestly, this isn't that different to my lectures. I may as well come down here and get paid for it, eh? Oh, yeah, but the food, don't eat the food.
Well, I'll eat anything if it's, Wait, is the food poisonous?
Well, not technically.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
All right, it's your funeral. And
I could plan on dying.
You two sit down. While you're in the work hall, you notice there's this large ventilation shaft in the ceiling. And this big spinning blade. And it's going quite fast, but you have a feeling that's got to lead to outside, right? Eventually. And what we will now do is cut to Gargoyle and Anna. You are wherever you want to be. You can have exited the courtroom. You've got free reign of cat law, basically.
All right, School of Abjuration, because I do think that item is going to help us.
What's the plan then?
Okay, so you go to the School of Abjuration, where Magister Culvus Antarian is. And as you come in, he's doing an experiment. You know it.
God!
You know it. There's
I'm
a crystal.
well back.
There's a crystal, and this time they're firing beams of magic at it. They've got some wands set up on pedestals aimed at it, and every now and then the wands pulse and just go straight at the crystal, and it reflects at random and hits an intern who is vaporized.
Yeah, hurry Hannah along to presumably the safe area where the Archstaff is. What's his name again? Sorry, I blocked it for a second.
Magister Culvacentarian.
Magister Culvacentarian. Hey.
Oh, yes, you were the one with the Tiefling one, right? With the hag. You with and the crystals, yes? Right?
Yeah, so, how are the crystals doing? Are they detecting magic?
Oh, they're doing that and more. They're detecting magic and sometimes they're exploding.
Is that a good thing?
Oh, it's a great thing if you like explosions. I should have been an evocation mage.
Right, I'm going to look around and try to see if I can spot any goggles that might look like they have the lenses of the temporal crystal.
Yeah, there's a set on a desk just like 10 feet away from you. And he's like, anyway, what are you here for? Can I help?
I was wondering if I might be able to try one of those pairs of goggles out in a experiment that we're going to be doing.
An experiment? Is it safe?
No.
Excellent. Take him. You said exactly the right word. No persuasion check needed. Yes, take him. Don't care. Let me know how they go.
And let's leave the School of Abjuration. That went a lot easier than I...
Hold on a sec. You there, Shiny. If the bird cooks himself, bring those goggles back, will you? And take detailed notes, or like do a drawing of the corpse. Thank you.
I was about to ask, yes.
Thank you. Great.
I should probably
sign
show you
something.
some of the disintegration process.
I'm just gonna write down that I've given them out, otherwise I'll forget. Okay, great. All right, have fun. Have fun. Right, interns, let's go.
What are you trying to do with those goggles?
Well, as we get out of the School of Abjuration,
Okay, I didn't have time to work on these myself. Thankfully, an opportunity presented itself, and I thought maybe it might work out. It did. These, if they're working correctly, should be something I like to call spectacles.
You outsource the work?
yes. Gargoyle is looking at Hannah, and you get the feeling he's not going to continue until you ask him what they are or what they do.
What do spectacles do? Gargoyle.
Theoretically, if my blueprints were correct, they should be able to allow us to see into the past or the future.
Okay.
It might only work one way.
Why do you want to do this?
Because we have no idea where Eao's bottle has been taken. So, if we need to know, we confer with the spectacles, and the spectacles will show us the path that they were sent on.
Okay. Alright. Let's do that.
All right. Well, what other preparations do we need for a prison break?
Well, the only people here who have no idea how to do a prison break or haven't been in a prison break.
You don't know, Gargoyle.
Under all those feathers, there's a lot of gang tattoos.
You also don't know me either. So,
When has Gargoyle ever been in a prison break?
So, Gargoyle, and yeah, we're going to find a place that's not like easily observable by people, and like have a quick snack, like cafe or something. Prison's on another plane, yes.
Gargoyle, you'd actually probably know. Might be frozen. Not sure.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, looks like we've lost a Gargoyle.
Oh no, we have
Rip.
difficulties.
Sent to prison. Okay.
Sent to streamer prison.
Well, what happened was his brother was falsely imprisoned, so he got a load of tattoos of the prison's layout and...
No, see what's going on is
I got the reference free, don't worry.
the septicals
Break stream
work, but they only show you a very specific moment in time, and it's just that moment in time frozen. That's what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Well, we were seeing.
Hopefully we will get Gargoyle back in a sec.
Let's come away from us. Oh no, we got him back. Hopefully.
All right, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
You're audible. Yep.
Excellent. I'll go back to the main screen while your
Welcome back.
camera loads in. There we go. All right, we're back.
So yeah, so I just asked. I took you somewhere nice and quiet, so we're not being watched, like coffee shop or something. And I've asked you. So, prison on another plane. Yes.
So,
and Nick
Gargoyle,
was
you
about to say
would know
you
the
might
answer to this because you've actually had to do maintenance on some of the bits in the prison. You've not been down to the rooms where people are in there, so you've never seen the interrogation room or anything like that. But you've been in the ducts down there, doing maintenance on that big spinny blade and all the other things in it before. Because you're a Cantler artificer, that's your job. Is to maintain these things. So you know that it is actually in this plane. It is just underground.
Right, well, I relay that to Hannah in a way where all of the information you just said is included.
Okay. Underground's a bit easier to get to than our plane.
Sorry, the secticles are on 5e, but I forgot to put in the URL, so I'm furiously trying to
I also have the rules here if need be.
Yeah, vote from URL.
Okay, so breaking those two out of prison. Well, I suppose we've got 8 years to work on one of them.
That election is ruined.
Not just the
I imagine Karaki would be ruined before that, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Not just Karaki at that point.
not just the two of them, but the brass cannons as well.
Gargoyle sticking up for the brass cannons.
I mean, look, maybe Steve deserved something, but Gascon as a whole didn't deserve that.
While you lot start thinking about that, we're going to cut to Eao. Eao, you're in a flask. What you can currently see is nothing. Which actually, it would be the case anyway, because you're more than 10 feet away from Felicitas, so... That's not that unusual, actually, for you. But yeah, you're sort of, it's completely silent. It's like a sensory deprivation chamber, almost. Not that those probably exist in this world, but it's a little bit like that. And you hear a voice. All right, love.
Yes, honestly, right now, I have a lot of free time. Like, if you're willing to come and get me, I could do that favor I owe you right away.
Come and get you. I'm already here.
I'm sorry, what?
I've been in your head all this time.
Oh, I thought we were just, like, talking. Oh, okay.
Anytime you fancied a mug of steaming hot tea that's been boiled in a boot for 6 years until the spoon could stand up, that was me.
That is something I do not miss about the Emerald Force. Why do people like that drink?
It's delicious.
It's not. It's
constitutional. Put hair on your chest. And you can actually see in your mind the fox turn around and saying, "I got lots of it." Hey.
So you gotta put. So I'll be honest. You were kind of my escape plan out of here. So you got any bright ideas?
Well, you any good at chess?
No, but I play a mean hand of poker.
We'll do poker then. That will help pass the time.
Oh, yeah. Wait. I have an idea that could help us both.
Go on then.
Can you cast the spell banishment from here?
From inside your head?
Yes.
What do you want to banish? A bad idea?
No. Banish me. I could make it back. I could, from the Emerald Forest, make it back to Karaki.
Banish you from inside your own head.
I want you to banish me.
Yeah. Well, it's very simple. You cast the spell banishment, target it on me. You're in my head. You will come with me, and we make it to the forest. From there, we go from the forest, which should be fairly easy. It shouldn't take more than an hour, as per usual, back into Cantlore through a gate.
That's a good idea. I'll try it. Only there are like 25 problems I can see with this, but we'll give it a go anyway. I've got nothing else. You mind dealing the cards?
Oh yeah, sure. I begin dealing cards.
This one's got a lockpick in it.
All right, I'm doing the banishing now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Did it work?
No.
It's probably because I can't see you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I promise to come back and get you, you could exit my head and do it.
Exit your head? Where? We're in some little tiny thing. I don't know.
Right in front of me.
Well, all right, I'll try it. And he goes, Did it work?
Didn't work.
Well.
So wait, you entered my head without any way to leave my head?
I mean, normally I can leave your head, but you're not in a normal place right now.
I mean, that's...
This is going well.
Look, I get the feeling you're in denial, but you can't bottle up your emotions.
Have you got a kettle or anything? I'm proper parched.
You are a Chessel.
It's true.
I have a water skin. They didn't take any of my shit away from, like, I don't have anything. I had stored in my hat because I left my hat behind, but I still have something
up here in your brain.
I imagine a kettle.
Thank you very much. All right. The fox starts making tea. If we're gonna be here for a while, I might as well have a cuppa. You want a cuppa?
No,
How good
thanks.
is Eao at imagining herself?
Starts making a tea. I'll just wait here for about 6 days until this cup's ready.
I really wish you wouldn't brew that inside my head.
Well, I wish I wasn't stuck in your head in some little jar or something.
I thought you were just going to, like, communicate with me telepathically, not live up here.
I am. That's what being in your head's all about.
I hope you have a plan B here.
Don't be so
I
mad just
don't.
because I've been living in your head rent-free all this time.
I mean, it's not rent-free. I owe you a favor. The rent is the favor.
Anyway, while this is going, poker. All right. I'll draw some cards.
I have a question, Nick.
Yep.
Would they have taken a ring off my finger?
They would probably have detected magic on you if it's a magical ring. They would probably remove that.
Damn.
If it's non-magical, you've got it.
No, you know which ring I was talking about.
I mean, I don't remember what items people have. All right, I've drawn the 5 of cups, 5 of wands, and the page of wands. Did I win? I'm much better
no,
at
royal
chess.
flush.
Royal
no,
flush. Bloody hell.
Could you imagine it?
Yeah, it really is wild that I got this 5 times in a row. Like, how did it keep happening?
I reckon you're stacking the deck in your brain, but I don't know enough to be proper suspicious, so I'll trust you.
AO's sitting there shuffling the cards in my brain.
I have a question.
Yep.
This fox is literally in Eao's head. And it's trusting her. Yeah, it's seen everything it has done
Yeah,
from a certain point.
it's an idiot.
Also, we're
Granted,
also
Granted had the box in her head. She should have been fine with that.
also it's a fae. It has a good impression of Eao upon first meeting her. I've done nothing to break that good impression.
So far. Okay, we are going to cut back to Grounded, I think. Grounded, you're sat copying some scrolls. Make me an Arcana check, and if you do well, you'll get paid nicely for it.
Keith, are you thinking of prison break things while they're doing this? Because nothing's coming to my mind.
I'm not
Would
like
this
the prison
count?
breaking type, no. But you will do the Discord.
Would this have counted as a sort of a short rest length of time that I could use to change my proficiency?
No, not yet. It's not been an hour. You were put to work basically immediately.
Okay, this isn't going to be a great modifier, but it's still a positive modifier.
I think for the next check, you can definitely have changed if you want.
Okay. That is a 15 then.
15's all right. You get 25 gold pieces.
Okay, they pay pretty well, considering 25. That's a lot of money for...
Yeah, I mean, you're
Manual
copying a
labor.
5th level spell scroll. That's barely any of the value of the scroll. You look at it, actually. Let me see what scroll you are copying. Not that you'd be able to cast it, I suppose, but let me have a look. Let me choose a random 5th level spell. You are copying Transmute Rock.
Question.
There we
Would
go.
I be able to try and carbon copy the scroll? So I've got a working copy in addition to the one I hand over.
You can try, but it'll be very difficult. I will need both a sleight of hand check and an Arcana check to do that. But you can definitely give it a go. But like, you're not alone here. People are in the room. There are people watching, so there is a chance that you'll be caught trying to do that.
Is it worth the risk? Is it
I mean,
worth the
5th
risk?
level spells? I mean, you can't cast it, of course, but someone might.
Yeah, I think the
Or
real
sell it.
question is, would Grounded actually even care for the risk? Of course not. He's freaking grounded. Hey, the orange dice is sleight of hands. The blue dice is the other one, Arcana.
Mhm.
Oh, hello. Okay, so the orange dice for sleight of hand is 19. And the blue
Okay.
dice for Arcana is dirty 20.
Okay, I will say that's enough. Yeah, mark down one scroll of Transmute Rock. Just so you know, that is on the Artificer spell list.
Oh boy,
Hey.
I don't know what that spell does.
Its description is in its name.
Yeah, you transmute some rock. Yeah, so that could be very helpful in the future.
Get 50,000 more of those scrolls, and Wark has fixed its crumbling tower problem.
Yeah, that would actually really help with the Wark problem. Yeah, so yeah, you successfully do that, and Dimbles looks at you and goes, "So, I noticed there's another Dimbles here."
Yeah.
Is this the Dimbles Grounded has explained this to, or?
Yeah, which
so
was this?
when you said I had a twin, I thought you meant that there was someone who looked like me. I didn't really understand what you meant. But now I have met the other Dimbles, and they were very upset about this whole thing. Bit weird, you know? Cool, though. But the other Dimbles ain't doing so well. You're
Yeah,
not
I've
really,
seen the...
You're not really here for contempt of court, right? Break them out, right?
I mean, that's the extra charge, but yeah, it's a bit complicated, but yes, ultimately, yes.
Cool. Well, I'll help, of course. I can't do any magic down here, though. See all this? And he gestures at the obsidian. That is all emanating anti-magic. The only place that's not got all this stuff, right? Cell block C. They won't let us in there.
What's in cell block C?
The worst of the worst prisoners, I reckon.
Wait, so why don't they have anti-magic? If they're that bad?
Because they're magically arrested, ain't they? Can't have them turning off. It's kind of a leechy, sappy sort of anti-magic here. Not like that stuff you get with the zones and all that, where it's like on or off. It sort of leeches it from you over time. When I came here, I had my spells for about 5 minutes. Then now, all gone. Feeds on you.
Well,
that's why these spell scrolls are all right for now. Give it about 5-10 minutes, they'll be blank again. Someone comes over and picks one up, takes it, and it vanishes again. They have to keep swapping people out, so they've got casters in here.
I wonder, maybe if this whole thing hinges on anti-magic, maybe they wouldn't actually consider someone who's a bit more like, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but I tend to find spellcasters are a bit athletically lacking.
Are you calling me a nerd?
Ooh,
Aren't the
them
brass
fighting
cannons the sports team of crap?
Wow.
That's the glass cannons.
Dimbles. On some level, we're all a type of nerd. I'm a nerd of rock and climbing and falling and not dying and jumping.
Just because you're a nerd of some rock and stone doesn't mean that I am not a really cool dude. Look, ignore the fact that I am in an improv comedy group. Ignore the fact that I have done theatre. I'm cool. I'm in a band, all right?
Yeah, he's a
you can
nerd
be
of
both.
rock.
You can be both. Okay? So I'm saying?
All right. I'll let it pass. Sorry, I'm grumpy. I haven't had a drink in a day.
Look. Okay, let's just say your powers tend to hinge on magic. And, people of my profession tend not to necessarily rely on it so much.
So you're saying you're at full power?
No, I've got a bunch of magical stuff I really could have used. Wait, can I still hear the ghosts?
The ghosts are not a magical source, so yeah, you're fine. The ghosts are spiritual.
I mean, I've still got a bunch of ghosts in my head. And I could still I probably shouldn't stab anyone here, but I could do that. But look, if they're relying on magic, maybe if they assume someone would cast a jump spell to escape, they won't consider someone can just simply, climb.
That's very true.
If this place is relying on anti-magic, maybe you just need your siblings to have some kids. I'm sorry,
Well.
Keith.
When it comes time to it, don't worry about me. Leave me down here. I'll help you out, but I'm only here for 2 more days. It's good for me anyway. It's good for the liver to be off it for a bit.
I have a question.
But I'll help.
Any idea where I can get a lockpick?
A lockpick? Yeah. Yeah, I know. He pulls out a lockpick from his pockets and passes it to you under a scroll. Yeah, don't worry about it. I've been in here enough times, I know how to hide something.
Wow, that was easy.
You need a shiv, though. That's what you need. That's a lockpick. That ain't a shiv.
I was talking about my arm. I don't need a shiv.
Your arms. Yeah, all right. Okay, they're all right. But you need a shiv.
A shiv?
Yeah. You can punch one of these, sure, and it'll hurt them. You stab them, and then you're getting out of here. Because the moment you try to escape, they are going to attack you.
True.
You need a shiv.
I wonder how easily this obsidian chips.
Give it a go. Don't know how you do it quietly, but you can give that a go. Alternatively, there is the mess hall. Now, Ain't exactly sharp stuff in there, but maybe you can find something you can use. Or you can try and find a prisoner who might already have one and buy it off him.
How do I buy something off a prisoner?
Make him a promise. Maybe get him out of here. Who knows? There's a couple of unsavory ones in the B block. Or you can try C block, I guess. If you can get in there.
I think I need to find someone in there as well.
Ah, well, good luck. Because you've seen that door in there, right? That door's not the bad thing. It's the fire break in between.
Like a nice room in front of a roaring fire?
Yeah, let's say that. There's a roaring fire involved, we'll say that, yeah.
Wait, I'm fire resistant. Why am I worried about that?
You're fire resistant.
Well, I tend to be resistant to everything. That's why I'm here.
Fair point. But it seems like the first thing you need is a weapon or a tool. Good luck.
Thank you, show your dimbles.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to return to my idle animation.
No, hang on. Did you get all of that, or should I repeat myself?
Played the escapist.
Yes.
Press A to sneak up behind me and stab me in the innards. Right. Yeah, so you are able to continue just making spell scrolls for a little bit. You will be able to make one more check before it is time for lunch for you. But you can see once again that big turning blade over your head. And you can also see in this room, there's one mage stood there kind of looking at you, holding it looks a bit like a wand, but it's been modified a little bit. It's more sturdy than wands are usually quite like thin bits of wood. This one's more sturdy, it has a barrel at the end. It's a bit like a gun.
You can just say it's a gun, Nick.
It's not. That's why I'm not saying it's a gun.
Oh my
it looks
god,
like
is
one.
this some kind of Final Fantasy gun wand?
So, are any of you familiar with the Artificer subclass?
Yes.
The Artillerist, who literally can turn a wand into a gun.
I wonder if this person knows Grounded. Not Grounded, Gargoyle. I keep getting them mixed up now.
Well, I mean, Gargoyle probably would have told you that artificers don't really get along well with Cantlore, and Cantlore doesn't really respect artificers. So if you were going to make a friend on the inside/outside, if that's what they are.
I will say this person is not an artificer. They simply have an item an artificer has made.
Oh.
So, because if they were an artificer, you'd see their turret walking on the ceiling as well.
That I'd respect.
But that implies that an artificer may be nearby.
Yeah, I mean, a walking turret is okay, I guess, but spectacles?
And I know it's a little early.
I would say if you were here.
I know it's a little early, but we're going to stop for a break here because it gives everyone a little bit more time to make some plans and some ideas. But yeah, Grounded, you see in your vision, in like the top right of your vision, this checklist appear, and it says objectives: find Eao Dunwich, free Eao Dunwich, find a shiv optional, escape the Black Glass Keep. We're going to go back to Gargoyle and Hannah.
And we are on our way to the Whisper Watch.
Yes, so you have a plan for this?
Yep. All right, we enter the Whisper Watch.
Okay, Postmaster Theorix sat behind the desk and says, "Where's the rest of you?"
In prison.
I was going to say held up first to ease the idea, but yes.
In prison.
Only a matter of time.
Yeah, so
Can I post anything for you?
we were wondering if we'd be able to post ourselves again.
Not this nonsense again.
No. The staff.
Oh, through the eighth verse? What do you need in there?
Well, we need the rest of the team. And
Right.
getting out of the School of Transmutation seemed a lot simpler when we could use the staff to travel through instead of having to go all the way back out.
You mean to break them out of prison?
Would that be a bad thing?
Reaches under the desk, grabs the staff, and throws it at you and says, "Go on then. But if you use it, you had better not be seen using it. They'll know that that's an Aetherverse rod, and they'll know where it's come from."
As Gargoyle catches it, some of the crystals that have been grown onto his body, I guess, shine a bit.
That's new.
Yeah, you're a dragon. Would you know anything
Please.
about...
Not so loud.
I crane my head
Probably
around to
grassy
see if anybody
Greg.
else is here.
There's no one else in here, but he's still like, little discretion, please, bird.
Would you know anything about these?
They're crystals? I've never seen anything like that. You might want to try the geologist department, I suppose.
Yeah, I've got one looking into it. They grew on me when a dragon breathed crystals around me.
Oh, like the ones that we took from the School of Transmutation.
Much bigger.
Well, they were most unusual specimens. I'm not going to be much help. I mean, that was the first time I'd ever seen a crystal dragon.
And, well, thanks. I'll be sure to keep this discreet.
And then Gargoyle puts it into his bag of holding.
Anything else? Anything getting posted? Paladin,
Not
have you got a
certainly,
letter
sorry.
or something? No? Oh.
Anything we can do for
Boring
you
day.
while we're here, though?
Well, it would be rather good if you could see to that beholder soon.
It isn't going to be easy, but I think we are getting to the point where we need to do something about it.
Yes, I would sleep a little easier. I mean, I've put up a few wards just in case, but Virixis is a very talented mage, must understand.
Oh, yeah, I have first-hand experience.
Of course you would, yes. And well, while I am a dragon and extremely powerful, as you no doubt know, I am also really just a postman.
Speaking of which, I think I do have something to post.
Oh, excellent! Hand it over. Who's it for?
Gargoyle's going to get some... I presume there's like paper and quills on the circular desk in the middle.
Yes,
that you
yeah,
can access
absolutely.
it. And he's going to write, "Hope to be home soon, signed Ruffle of Bloom Bouncer." And he's going to send it to Scaventry.
Okay, he takes that and then he throws it up in the air, and the gusts of wind that are above catch it and send it through a load of brass tubes and then out. And it's like, okay, that'll be simply 1 gold piece. I'll let you know if a reply comes back as soon as one does. Oh, actually, while we're on the subject, can you hand this to Grounded of Wark?
Gargoyle gives 3 gold pieces as he takes whatever is being handed to him.
Oh, I said 1 gold piece. Yeah, here's your change.
No, it's fine.
I'm not that kind of dragon.
Okay, Gargoyle takes the other 2 back.
He's not a minimum wage worker. I don't think he needs tips.
No, it's Horda's stories.
Yep.
Gargoyle's not a good storyteller.
Well, I'll let you know if and when you get a reply. I've also been looking into, of course, the brass cannon situation, if you remember, and I think I found a way in.
hopefully going to be able to fix that in the same breath as what we're fixing at the moment.
Well,
But
that's great. Well, if you've already got an exfiltration method, you just need the infiltration method. Now, there's a series of ducts, and I've isolated where they come out to. You're not going to like this, Gargoyle, but the entrance is under Conjurer's Roost. But those air ducts, you go through there, you'll get to the Black Glass Keep. Now, do be careful. There appear to be some spinning blades in them that you'll have to get through. But if you can just stop the blades or something, you should be all right.
Well, the blades are probably the least terrifying thing under Conjurer's Roost.
Yeah, oh, quite. Do be careful, though. I found in the blueprints there's some mention of sort of anti-magic leeching sort of material that the whole place is built by. Now, it seems if you increase your distance from it, you're fine, but it's direct contact with it is what leeches the magic from you. So if you can fly or something like that, you might be able to still cast spells.
Wow, Nick.
But
I guess we have to fly now.
Direct contact is going to take your magic from you, so do be careful. Don't drop a magic item on it. Don't press down the staff against it, whatever you do, or the magic will fail. Find a way to chip away the glass, or find some surface not made of the glass that it's built from. Otherwise it won't work.
guess we need that shit after all.
Right, as we're walking out, Gargoyle's
Optional is now removed from the objective screen in Grounded's view.
Yeah, optional is now removed.
And she doesn't know why.
It's not
Optional is now
required to get a
removed from the
shiv.
flight tutorial on Gargoyle's view.
Yeah.
Yeah. Needs to get a shiv and then unlock the crafting mechanic to upgrade it with some shards of obsidian or whatever it is.
I
As
refuse.
As we're walking out of the Witchwatch, Gargoyle is going to look at what he's been handed by Theric.
Okay.
Look at you masterminding an entire criminal breakout and a criminal prosecution at the same time. You've got an interesting future ahead of you once you stop being an artificer.
Gargoyle doesn't respond because A, he feels bad about everything he's doing, but also B, he doesn't want to correct the notion that he's going to stop being an artificer because he leaves Cantlor.
Gargoyle, you can mark down inspiration. Right, we are going to go to Eao Dunwich. Eao, you are in an iron flask with a fox.
Okay, and if you move the cards the cards like this, boom, suddenly they're in a different position than what the person was seeing. Get it?
Right, yeah, if you move the cards, they're in a different position. I get that. That's what movement is.
No. Okay, so the idea is that they're trying to keep track of the middle card.
The middle one.
However, if you're able to, as you picking them up and moving them around, when you have a fourth card in your hand and you're swapping it out with the middle card, and you do. And by doing this, you can change the position of the middle card from what they think it is.
Well, no, because the middle card's the one in the middle, right? If you move the middle card to the end, it's the end card now, and the one that's in the middle is the middle card. I still know where the middle card is. It's in the middle.
The card that was in the middle.
Oh, the end card, you mean?
Okay, let's try it like this. Eao puts 3 cards.
Right.
Look, Eao lifts the middle card. It's the Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades.
Okay. And Eao starts picking them up and shuffling them around.
Okay.
Okay. Where is the Ace of Spades?
It's in your hand.
Wrong. It's on the left.
How did you do that?
That's what I've been trying to teach you.
Ah! Try again. Start again, but slowly. And we are going to go to Grounded.
Motion.
Grounded, you are maybe another Arcana roll as you make another scroll, and we'll see if you're going to get more money out of this.
Okay. Have I gained the proficiency by this point?
Yes, you now have your floating proficiency to Arcana if you'd like.
Lovely stuff. So with my proficiency bonus to Arcana.
Ooh, who's the Arcana ghost?
Okay, so that's +6. I believe we agreed the Arcana ghost was a druid who always stays in an archdruid who's always in cat form or something like that.
Yeah.
I already made the requisite cat girl jokes.
Cool.
Like, every trans girl has a cat girl in her head somewhere.
Telling them to cast Fireball.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure Iris can confirm.
Yes, and you see if in this part of the scroll you just put a big nya.
You know, like, yeah.
Yes, kitty face down in this corner.
Okay, that's 17, by the way.
A 17 is enough. You've not accidentally scribed a scroll of catnap. Yeah, you make another scroll. You get another 25 gold pieces from that, and suddenly a bell rings, and you understand that as the cue for you to get lunch, should you wish.
Granted, it's not good to turn lunch in any universe.
So you make your way to the mess hall. Dimbles comes with you, and in the mess hall there's a load of long tables with a bunch of chairs. At the end there's a sort of semi cafeteria thing where there are plates that are made of wood, only spoons as the cutlery, and the food is just slop. It is mashed potatoes with slop. Like it's grey. It probably has mushrooms in it. It smells
Nick,
very faintly of nothing. Mm-hmm.
On the way, can I spot if maybe through wear and tear from people treading on it, any of the obsidian might have splintered a bit?
From wear and tear from treading on it, the obsidian doesn't appear to have splintered. But that sort of repeated dull bludgeoning is unlikely to have done much damage to it. You feel maybe with something sharp, you might do something. Like
Can
a
I
chisel.
see any sort of... Yeah, could I see anything like recent damage? Like maybe something hit a wall, or there was a fight, or...
Yeah, there's a crack along one of the walls in the cafeteria in the mess hall where someone has thrown something really hard at it. It looked. It's about the size of a plate, but it's probably not a plate that was thrown. It would have to have been something even heavier. You can't really see anything in here that's heavy enough. Maybe it was a person. But it definitely, it's dented it slightly. I said by dent, I mean it's sort of cratered it slightly, and there are some cracks there. You get the feeling if you worked at that, you could probably get a shard of obsidian there. But if you don't have any tools, it's likely going to hurt.
Okay, could I basically have a spoon and just sort of casually chatting with Dimble? Just, do the standard rogue lean against the wall and try and just jam the spoon in there and sort of wiggle it out.
Yeah, make me a stealth check to keep this hidden from the other people in the room, most notably the guards and the cafeteria workers.
How much of the 31 carries over?
None left anymore, I'm afraid.
I need a high roll for this. Be nice to me, please, dice.
Oh, you just asked your dice to be nice to you. You know what's going to happen next.
It's natural one time.
Okay, that's not as ideal as I'd have hoped, but let's see.
Dimbles is going to give you bardic inspiration.
Okay.
That's a D10.
Oh, good. So without the inspiration, that is a 17, because I have +11 to stealth. Thank you very much.
Not bad. Not enough, but not bad.
You rolled a 6.
Yeah. Oh, and that's a 9 on the bardic inspiration for a total of... Wait, 26.
That is enough. Yeah, so you're there. You spend about 10 minutes working away at it. And in this time, Dimbles is kind of running interference for you. Sort of leaning next to you, chatting. He's aware of what you're doing. But obviously, you know, he's helping wherever he can. And distracts a few people. And you get a sliver of obsidian. It is about probably about 4 inches long.
Hey, you got a shiv.
Shiv gained. Objective complete. It ticks and goes gold.
Okay.
Do you get XP for it? You will at the end of the session when I tally up all the XP for everyone.
Only when you turn it into the quest giver.
Yeah. But you now have
I am
a
the quest
shiv.
giver.
Are you eating any food while you're here?
Yes.
Okay, it's disgusting. That's it.
Could I use it as an alchemical component for anything?
No, unless you want to create gas in your stomach. That's probably the only thing it's good for. I mean, anything that you could alchemically use mashed potato for, you can use it for, but it's not going to make a potion.
So it could ferment it into potato wine.
You could do something like that for sure, but doing that here in a prison is probably something other people are already doing. You could probably get some potato wine made for you. Some vodka.
You can use it to summon a badger.
Yes.
Yeah, Grant's only here for a day, so she can't really call on the toilet wine market.
No. Unless you commit more crimes and stay down here longer, of course.
I mean, she's committed a crime. She's just not getting caught for them
so far. So yeah, you finish your you finish your meal, and another bell chimes. Normally, you are monitored going from one room to the other, but there is quite a crowd leaving the room right now. If you wanted to, you might be able to break from the crowd and not have to go back to the workroom.
Okay. Let's... Obviously, this is grounded, so she has utter contempt for the rules, and if she has an opportunity to break them, she's going to take it.
Okay.
I assume this is stealth.
Yeah, you're going to need a stealth check. Where are you going as well? Where is your destination?
Okay. Do I want to head straight for cell block C? No, I think what I want to do is track down the cannons.
Track down the cannons. So cell block B would be your...
Yeah.
I mean, cell block B is on the way to cell block C anyway, so you could...
Yeah, I mean, granted knows that Eao can look after herself, but she's kind of worried about the cannons.
Yeah, I mean, you probably think Eao's already escaped.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not technically Eao Grounded's boss anymore, so she respects her again.
Stealth check, please.
Okay.
You're given a second bardic inspiration die, but you don't have to use it right now, obviously.
I don't think I'll need it because that is a 29.
Basically, as you're going, Dimbles grabs your hand and goes, "Good luck," and that's it. Bardic inspiration. 29 is great. You're into cell block B. You creep through. You get the door open, and it's quiet. You sneak on in. Actually, no, you don't even have to open the door. You're going in with the crowd that's going into cell block B, and people just haven't noticed you're in the wrong colors. You are wearing, obviously, an orange jumpsuit. No, you're wearing a purple jumpsuit. You're wearing a purple. They're in orange. But no one's noticed because you're just moving in amongst the crowd, really. The other prisoners aren't going to rat you out. You know, you've got a shiv. Not that they know that, but you might have a shiv. You don't rat out other prisoners. As you're going through, you identify the cells that contain Toady, Pisshead, Bucket, Steve, Dimbles, the other one. Trembles. That's it. They're all in different cells. They're all locked in. But you can see them. There is a guard walking around, locking people up into cells. But if you're quick, you might be able to get people out.
Okay. I have a question. Is there just the one guard?
Yeah, just one guard here.
Can I tell if there might be more?
Roll me perception.
Also, maybe use that perception check if it's good to detect if there's any kind of alarm system that could be used if you tried anything.
Fine. It's fine.
That's
Just
a
shoot
dirty
the guard.
20.
Dirty 20, you spot no other guards. What you do spot is a scrying sensor.
A scrying sensor. So
Yeah.
it specifically detects if someone's scrying.
No. It's like a floating eyeball. Specifically, it's not touching any of the surfaces. Someone's using that to look in on this place. They haven't seen you yet.
Okay. So I can't cast any spells, so I couldn't be clever and just try and use minor illusion to just create the projection of nothing. So
Not on the ground, you
that
can't.
was not an option. Nope. And I can't fly under my own power, so that's not an option either. Guess I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
The bars, by the way, are not made of this glass. They are just made of iron.
And I think Grounded is just about to learn to pole dance.
Not where I thought this was going. I was just letting you know in case you needed to break any of them, but okay.
Look, if they're not made of that, Grounded can grab onto them that way, I'd assume.
That's very true. It's just not where my brain went at all.
I want to have it on record. Bree usually says that Pixel's worst ideas are Grounded's best ideas. This is none to do with me. I wouldn't have thought of this in a million years.
Okay, so just to be clear, Grounded's plan is 1, grab onto the bars, hoist herself up. 2, cast minor illusion to fool the sensor. 3,
Okay.
knock out the guard.
Can you cast minor illusion?
Yes.
We're about to find out. Give me an athletics check. Remember, you do not have the Bracer of Fontaine on.
Oh no, Grounded will just have to use her just normal grounded muscles. Whatever will I do?
You're stuck with mundanity with a sub 20 strength score.
Imagine having a stat sub 20.
I know.
Okay, this is very irritating because I got a cocked dice. And that was between a 14 and a natural 20, so yeah.
Sad time.
Very, my heart bleeds.
Both would have been very good.
Yeah. Reroll and get
You've
a 1
got
instead. It'd be funny.
dice.
Yeah, it would be very funny.
It would.
And that's 13 for a 23.
Well, yeah. So you're up on the bars. You're able to cast minor illusion. What shape is the illusion?
Okay, basically it's just the projection of a perfectly normal looking room.
Okay. You see the sensor turn and look at it. You can't project an entire room because you can only do a 5-foot square. But yeah, it turns and sees this.
Yeah, basically I put the square between the guards and the set. Well, when the sensor's facing one way, it'll be blind.
It has to be on a surface. If I recall.
Yeah. Does it?
I'm pretty sure it does. I might be wrong there, but
The sensor is a surface.
it isn't
Yep,
actually. It's intangible.
Okay.
Well, we've got some shocking facts about scrying sensors surfacing.
Nope, looks like it can be anywhere. So yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
That's great. So that's awesome. And then what is the third part of the plan again?
I'm going to use this obscuring of the sensor to knock out the guard.
Okay, go for the guard. Go in, and we're going to just reuse that stealth score because I think that was fine. Roll me an attack, please.
Okay. Am I rolling? Can I treat the shiv as a dagger for the purpose of this?
Yeah, it's a dagger.
Okay, cool. That's a finesse weapon, so I'm using my normal modifier.
You are hidden as well, so you have advantage.
Oh, yeah. Get that second dice in.
Yeah, sneak attack bonus.
Yep.
On the bright side, Pixel, we might actually have a prison riot to deal with cover as our way in.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good, especially considering the other ace we have up our sleeve. Pun intentional. Ha.
Yeah,
No, the
that's-
aces
that's
are
saved
all
me from
inside
a
the
natural
jar.
one.
A natural 1.
No, it saved me from a natural one.
Oh, I was going to say, woo.
That would have been unlucky. That's a 23 to hit.
23 hits, roll damage.
Okay, let's see. That's 5d6 sneak attack damage. Daggers are 1d4, aren't they?
Yes.
Can't wait till we hit level 11. That way me and Grounded become immune to natural ones.
I don't think that applies to attacks, only skill checks.
Just be
You
a
become
halfling, lol.
halflings?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Can't do the awfully complicated ways to become a halfling.
Okay, this is a very reassuring amount of 6s. Only a 1 on the d4 though.
Grounded just straight up kills a prison guard.
Well, it's a melee attack, so I decide if it's non-lethal or not.
Just straight up kills the guy.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're just a uniform.
Just ethers that guy.
He's hoping it's not above the double the maximum hit points.
Okay, that is 25 points of damage.
Okay, you knock him unconscious. Yeah, that wasn't over the maximum hit points. Twice.
Okay.
It was close.
Is there a hamper anywhere I can store him in?
No, which is a problem. But there are a lot of cells. You could maybe store him in there.
Okay.
I'm not sure why
yeah.
I'm nervous about this. This is literally what rogues do.
And
Yeah.
the other people here have seen this, but they don't care. The censor hasn't. But the other people are looking like, something's happening. Maybe we can use this to our advantage as well. The guard does have a massive key ring. you know, one of those huge, bristling with keys.
Ground's just like, this is exactly what I need, and starts trying to file the bars.
using the keys, just like creating a shiv finally out of them. And we're going to cut to Gargoyle and Hannah. Gargoyle and Hannah, what are you up to?
We're on our well, I suppose we're checking Gargoyle's little notepad of artificers around Cantlore to see if we can find one who's in the area of artillery.
And you're getting me something that's going to be something that I can use as disguise to get in. Because whilst you look like an artificer and are an artificer, I do not.
Not a bad shout.
So you go and visit Gaspar Frong, the artificer who you previously have saved from burning to death drinking alchemist fire.
Yes.
With a knock on the door.
I rescued this one.
How sober is Gaspar Frong today?
Not at all sober. You knock on the door and there's no answer for like 25 seconds. Then you hear this sound of crashing bottles as he stumbles to the door and pulls it over and goes, and vomits and passes out.
Charming.
Left the door open though.
In I go.
Inside you find the overalls of a mechanic.
Yeah, I can make this work.
You also he's left notebooks, of course, and audio logs about his work in the prison.
I mean, so long as there's 5 of them and they're 6 seconds long.
Yep. So I'm
Yes.
just going to take the ropes. Going to walk into, I guess he has a closet somewhere or a bathroom or some type of room where he gets changed.
He's got a bathroom. It's full of bottles.
Yep. And I'm going to change.
Okay, you change.
Don't look in the toilet. It's not what you'd expect.
It's fine.
It's more bottles.
And and out to the closet walks Gaspar Frong.
Yep, Gaspar Frong walks straight out. And
I can't remember how he exactly speaks, so I'm just going to have to pretend to do this.
that's great. No, that's it.
Gaspar looks up at you doing the impersonation like, "It's fucking 2 of me."
You're just seeing double. Trust me.
Yeah, that's it.
You're just going to have to sleep it off, mate. Take the day.
Yeah, Gaspar Frong lies on his back and falls asleep.
I put him in his bed.
Oh, Gargoyle was going to do that.
That's nice.
In case it's not clear for everyone else who completely forgets that I'm playing a changeling, I'm playing a changeling. Hello.
You put Gaspar Frong on his back in his bed, and he falls asleep.
I legitimately forgot. I thought you just meant like you disguised yourself to look as close to Gaspar as possible.
Nope, that is Gaspar Frong. And yeah, so if you there's notebooks, and there's also a locked box made of rosewood on the desk.
I wouldn't want to pry.
Then don't.
Are you sure about that?
Then I look to Hannah and see if Hannah wants to pry.
Don't ask me. I'm already seeing this guy's outfit.
Gargoyle uses his all-purpose tool to turn it into a lockpick.
Eao is such a good influence on these people.
Hey, I've seen this stuff before I met you.
Let's see if we can lockpick it.
Okay, roll me thieves tools. Dexterity with thieves tools, please.
All right,
Which
so
you have expertise on, I believe, because you have expertise on anything with tool proficiency involved.
yes. So that
Which is a wild artificer feature that I don't think people appreciate enough. They have expertise in every tool proficiency.
So my
That is
proficiency
impressive.
bonus is 4, which means the expertise is 8, which means that's a 27.
Yeah, it's
That's
open.
broken as heck.
Yeah.
Proficiency in every tool.
People really don't realize that one so much.
People don't value tool proficiency in this game at all, do they?
You find inside a gun wand. So this is an arcane firearm. It is underneath. It is a wand of wonder. The wand of wonder is great because have you ever wanted to cause a wild magic surge everywhere you go? The wand of wonder is the one for you. Basically, you spend a charge, you roll a d100, and something happens. So, you know, just so you know, one of the options, a rhinoceros appears. So anything could happen.
So we're just pandering to Bree's Nimona obsession still.
A rhinoceros, an elephant, a rat. You can cast lightning bolt, darkness, enlarge, reduce, fireball, invisibility. You can go blind.
Gargoyle. With
anything.
the nicest possible expression I'm going to try and muster with this voice. What in the absolute fuck are they doing arming people with these?
Gargoyle just looks to Gaspard, I guess, and then looks back, and then looks to Gaspard and just like, wizards.
The range of this, because it is an arcane firearm, is 180 feet of anything you use it. It has a little scope on it.
I don't want to disappoint Gaspard Frong by stealing something that was in a locked box in his room, but also the DM has
Gaspar
explained this
From
to
is
me.
right there with you.
The DM has explained the mechanics of this item in such a giddy way that I also don't want to disappoint the word of God.
Oh no, if you don't want to take it, you don't have to take it. This is a very dangerous item. It's not Deck of Many Things dangerous, but it's dangerous. Like, I've been in a campaign where someone has had the Wand of Wonder, although it was reskinned as the Croissant of Wonder, and when they used it,
Sounds like my brand.
they wanted to create some random sparks at a dinner party. No, they were on the high table. They cast lightning bolt all the way down it and killed everyone there by accident. So it is a little bit dangerous. So, you know, it's your choice.
So, in a roundabout way, Gargoyle having it in his possession is better than Gaspard having it in his possession.
Is it better that you have it than a drunkard? Probably.
However you want to justify it for yourself here.
I mean, Hannah can have it. I mean, Hannah's Gaspar.
Hannah absolutely can have it. Does
It
Hannah
only
want
requires attunement by a spellcaster, and you're both spellcasters.
I'm maxing on achievement slots.
There is that.
I've been for a while.
Yeah, you're
Gaspard
sort of
hasn't-
at the tier now where there's lots of them coming out of the woodwork all at once.
Gaspard is certainly almost... Sorry, go on.
I'm so maxed on achievement slots. I've had to take off my fancy heirloom one and give it to Grounded, to Grounded for a bit so that someone else can use it. And that's annoying because I really want that at this moment.
Gaspard has certainly almost set his house on fire multiple times, but I don't think he's ever accidentally exploded it.
Yet.
I'm busy tucking Gaspard into bed.
For what it's worth, I'm pretty sure Grounded already gave back the ring.
Probably have, yeah. It was you getting the hag out of your head happened in a session I wasn't there, so let them elsewhere.
I feel like there was actually an explicit conversation where she handed it back over, but maybe I'm misremembering.
No, cool.
It's tempting, but I think Gargoyle is going to quietly close and relock the box.
Okay.
And just take the information on the wands.
That's fair. So you now have a disguise, you have an entry point, and even an exit method. The only question really is going to be, are you going to get there in time before Grounded gets killed? Or saves everyone?
Well, we'll be booking it, but I also need you to rule how much of my equipment I can disguise underneath these robes.
These are maintenance jumpsuits, so they are meant to carry a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say you can have it all. I may regret that, but I'm going to let you have it. I think that's fine.
And as a player, because I'm not particularly good on this level of D&D play, artifact weapons and anti-magic.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Not going to accidentally destroy Zithos by
anti-magic doesn't destroy magic items anyway. It turns them off temporarily.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely fine. I will tell you this though: the null zone, if you eventually encounter it, does destroy magic items. Artifacts are the exception.
Cool. Anyway,
artifacts are always the exception.
Yeah. We rushed off.
All right, so are we going in through the entrance, which is going to be easier than going through Conjurer's Roost, but will probably be some level of supervised? Or are we going to go through underneath Conjurer's Roost?
Underneath Conjurer's Roost. Fuck it. Let's meet the Beholder.
I mean, he's not necessarily going to see you. You might be fine.
Hopefully we're not going to see the Beholder. That would be very inconvenient and bad.
You don't have to go in via Conjurer's Roost, because Conjurer's Roost floats. You can just sort of climb down and get in.
Okay, so in the pipe structure, like how big is the pipe?
The pipe is walkable for sure. It's actually so big you don't even need to squeeze. It is quite a massive structure.
Right, and do we need to keep off the ground in the pipe or when we're in the prison?
The pipes are made of iron, so you seem to be fine on that.
Okay.
Only when touching the grass. The grass? The glass. Not the grass. Touch grass, that's fine. Touch glass, that's the problem.
All right, Gargoyle's going to struggle to, like, glide Hannah down with him as they're going into the pipe.
Sure, maybe an athletics check. Just, I'm not going to say you're going to drop her. Just, I want to know how much you're struggling, basically.
Am I able to help in any way, shape, or form to this?
By not wriggling.
Going on a dive.
Okay.
Make me a dexterity save not to wriggle too hard.
That's a 13.
A 13. Yeah, it's a struggle, but you're just sort of getting there. There's a lot of wobble going on.
Yeah, as soon as you land,
28. Hannah, though, is perfectly fine. Like,
sorry, 23, not 28, 20.
Hannah's almost like hang gliding you down. But you're like, oh shit. But Hannah's like, yeah, okay.
As soon as we land.
You ever play Breath of the Wild?
Yes, exactly. Okay, Gargoyle, what was that?
Arkham has done gliding before Breath of the Wild. Anyway, as soon as Gargoyle, we reach the pipe, Gargoyle just falls down onto the ground, and you can tell that he's not an artificer that's known for lifting.
Or flying. Yeah, so you're both in the pipe, though. 5x5. So you're able to move through this pipe. Now, you know, Gargoyle, that that's only
one space for one of us.
Yeah, you're
It's
able
in a
to
5 by 5.
Yeah,
It's 10 by 10 before
you can
us.
queue. Like one of you is in front, one of you is behind. Actually, who's going to be in front? Is it going to be Gargoyle or is it going to be Hannah?
Presumably Gargoyle, who's leading.
I suppose Gargoyle
Also-
sort of knows the route a bit.
Yeah.
Also, technically, 2 people can crowd in a 5-foot space.
Yeah, you can. You can
You're
squeeze
not
in.
you're not in combat.
So you know that this area does have a lot of spinning blades and things like that. No magical traps or anything. They kind of assume no one's actually able to get out of this. The blades are enough. Most of the people trying to get out have no spell slots, so they really struggle to get out of here because they are indeed pasty nerds.
I know it's not the game, but can I do a flashback?
Go on.
We had 2 days to prepare for the trial, and we knew that a prison break was going to be happening.
Of course.
Can I take one of the infusions from the Cloak of the Manta Ray and instead infuse it back into the Unbreakable Arrow?
Of course. That's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
you've done that. You've got the Unbreakable Arrow again for some reason. This arrow has
Okay.
actually come into a lot more use than I think anyone ever expected it to, even when writing the item. But yes, you have an Unbreakable Arrow. You come up to this whirl of air that's pushing you back, not properly, not like a gust of wind, but this fan is going real fast. Feels like it might like chop an arm off if you got it caught in there. And in fact, you'd heard stories of that before from other artificers who are like, oh, you gotta make sure you turn all this off. Unfortunately, the controls for turning it off are on the other side.
Gargoyle is going to take the Unbreakable Arrow and he's going to shove it between one of the blades and one of the supports.
And shove it in and he goes, "Dun, dun, 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 dun." And then the electric's actually pushing it. For some reason this is all electrical instead of magic, but there we go. Fail, and the motor fails and it comes to a complete stop.
Gargoyle does a you first, or
Yep, I want the food.
and then Gargoyle ducks underneath, and then as he's walking out, pulls the arrow back.
All right, can I have a raw dexterity check for speed? Because now you're pulling something that has been jammed the other way. You're pulling it your direction, which means your hand has to be in the path of the blades to grab it.
Okay, that's a 19.
19's fine.
Didn't you just
Grab
say?
it.
Didn't you
Good.
just say it got broken though?
No, the Unbreakable Arrow is unbreakable.
I know. I
No,
mean
the
fan.
machinery.
Oh, the motor. Yeah, no, good point. Good point. This time you're fine anyway. But I mean, the 19 would have been fine regardless. But no, that's a good point. It did break the motor this time, so that wouldn't have worked. Next time it might not, because I'll remember to put in a penalty. So you're continuing through the tube, and you can hear this sort of groaning sound as you're moving through. And you remember there's a bit of metal fatigue in this area, which isn't great when there are 2 people walking through. And as you're stepping through, Hannah, your foot goes through the metal.
I don't like that.
No, it's not good. And you start to fall. I need a dex save or a strength save, your choice. Probably a dex save, I'm imagining.
Is this happening too fast for Gargoyle to react?
To combat roll. You can react if Hannah fails.
Maximum 27.
Well, yeah. So you like, whomp, you flip forwards as your foot drops and sort of combat roll into Gargoyle, and you're like, whew. That's great.
It's like the foot goes through, and then you continue walking, and you somehow flip forwards, and then are into a full splits.
Yeah, and
Ow.
that chunk of pipe falls down, and you can see out again into the open day of Cantlaw, and you see that pipe falling and falling, and it falls through the cloud and eventually splashes presumably in the ocean.
Or the clave, that's what's underneath.
Yeah, could be. That's a bit further to the south, I think. This bit is kind of just over open sky. Up here in the north, you're sort of at the moment geographically you're passing towards you'd be going towards the Bardic sort of college at the moment, so you're at the, forget the name, but Their little sort of theatre bit where you face the hag the first time.
Sky Theater.
That's it, Sky Theatre. There. Obvious name, really, in hindsight. So, yeah, you're making good progress, though. And after a while, you start to hear voices. And you know that you're getting closer to the cells. And you can see through a little grating. So this isn't the workshop where Grounded was, where there's that big exit. But you can see through the grating. You actually arrived just in time to see Grounded shiv someone.
I knocked him out.
Knock someone out with the back of a chunk of obsidian in cell block B. And you can also see in there the brass cannons in their cells.
Can I see the scrying sensor?
Roll me perception, because those are by default hidden unless you pass a perception check. Grounded did.
Let's inspiration on that. Okay, I'm gonna flash of genius that to an 18.
18 is enough to see it, so you can see the sensor there.
So, is that across from us, or is there any point at which the pipe goes over it?
You do go over it, yeah. You do go over it.
Well, I think we found where we're exiting.
Sure. How are you getting out? There's a grating. It appears to be sealed. What's the plan?
Ideally, we want to break that thing on our way down. Can we do that as we're going out of the grate, or do you think it would be a better idea to drop the pipe on it?
Counterpoint, if you break a sensor, it's not gonna just not work. That someone's gonna notice it's broken.
Well, how long does minor illusion last?
Question, actually. I don't think it's that long.
1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute.
1 minute.
So you've got a little bit of time, maybe. You can see that illusion, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, then.
I only need a minute to just unlock a few cells.
All right, then I suppose we wait and see what Grounded's doing.
Okay, we will first cut to Eao. Look, right. I just don't understand why the card is changing.
It's because I'm hiding it in my hand behind the other card.
But why are you doing that?
I'm doing that so I win. And when I win, I get money from the person who's playing.
Right. But couldn't you just be good at the game?
This is being good at the game.
I really don't understand it. I thought what we did was we made a bet, and whoever bet better won, right?
Yes.
Right. Let's do it for real this time. Let's do it for real. All right. And if you would like to cheat, you can roll me a sleight of hand check. I'm going to wager your first kiss.
Is this a memory or is this an obligation?
No, the fox is not about to pucker up. No, it's the memory of your first kiss.
Okay.
If your first kiss was with a mirror, you can't take that bet. It's not worth the risk.
Honestly, maybe we should just leave Eao in this flask for 8 years, even if we do rescue.
You just take the flask, never open it, yeah?
Yeah, even if we do rescue, we're just like, ooh, it's not fun in there.
Into campaign 2.
I'll take that bet. But you have to wager in turn your first house.
My first house. All right. I'll take that. Are you cheating?
That's a 28.
28 on the slow. All right. You win. All right, fine. You can have my first house.
When I get it.
I am living in your head.
I should have seen that one coming. Should have seen that one coming.
All right, we go to Grounded. Grounded, you are presumably opening opening some cells, yeah?
Yep. Ground is actually is whistling a tune. She heard it in a sort of a public house.
Oh god, it's not the one Dimbles was humming earlier, is it?
No. Basically, it was known for its a public house that was known for its pastries. The pies are in, and it was sung by the pies are chef.
God damn it. Okay.
Predict riots.
Yeah.
So the problem you have is you have 1 minute. So you've got to be quick, but there are a lot of keys and a lot of cells, and you don't know which one matches up to which one. What would you like to do that quickly enough? You can basically choose a role that makes sense for you.
Okay, I think.
If you choose strength,
Right, so is every cell door identical?
Every cell door is identical, yeah.
If you choose strength, you can probably just shove whichever key into whichever lock and make it work if you roll high enough.
Intimidation.
You can seduce the locks.
Oh no.
Classic D&D solution.
I mean, Fallout
Dimbles
4.
is ready with the bardic inspiration again.
Picking a lock lets you seduce Piper. Infer what you will.
Only if you pick it with your tongue.
I've seen that comic, yes.
Oh, is it? I was not aware of that.
Yeah. I mean, it is literally the lock, but, you know, yeah.
Fair enough.
I digress. Yeah. Can I sort of, basically, okay, so the guard uses these keys all the time, and he's probably got a system, even if it's kind of arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what Grant is going to do is try and just infer this system, like, you know, investigate it or...
Roll me investigation.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Really get... Wait, would it be too late to argue acrobatics just trying as many keys as possible?
It would be far too late to argue that, and I would also probably say no.
Okay, that's fair.
Raw dexterity check, maybe, but not acrobatics. Your ability to do a backflip is not going to improve the cell unlocking situation.
You put a key in, you backflip with enough torque that it breaks the lock completely, shattering it.
Sleight of hand is an option, but, you know.
Okay. Investigation, here we go.
Investigation to match up the amount of rust with whichever cell doors.
Nick is a mean DM. He won't let us open a door with backflip.
I know, I'm the
Rude.
worst.
Yeah. And that's a natural one for a total of 8.
8. So the number of cells you managed to get open in 1 minute is 1.
If all the brass cannons gave bardic inspiration.
You did have bardic inspiration still. Wanted to add that.
Yeah. Yeah, is that a D10?
Yeah, D10. Because Dimbles did say good luck.
Where's my D10 gone? Okay, that's an extra 6 for a total of 14.
14 is better, so you get 3 of them open.
Okay, so I'm going to open... How many cells are the brass cannons in total?
6.
Can I remember if any of the brass cannons know how to work? Okay, which of the brass cannons are still lucid?
Great question. So you did encounter Toady, and Toady was able to talk to you. So Toady's still lucid. Steve was not looking great. Steve had a real 1,000-yard stare on him. Dimbles looks physically sick, like he's ill with something, but does seem to be responsive. Trembles is fine as far as you can tell, which is, if anything, slightly more worrying. The medical side of you suspects maybe shock. Pisshead is asleep, so it's hard to tell. Have I missed anyone? Toady, Trembles, Dimbles, Pisshead. Oh, Bucket. Bucket is mostly fine. Looks a bit harrowed. Looks a bit in pain. but is, if anything, just angry.
Is Dimbles ill with an STD? You have to tell us if he is.
Dimbles is not ill with an STD right now, but give it time.
Okay, I think what I'm going to do then, I'm going to unlock the cell with Toadie and whoever else is in there. Oh yeah, so they're each in their own cell.
Yeah, each in their own cell.
Okay, so I'm going to unlock Toadie, basically give him a handful of keys and say, okay, do you know which prisoners here we can trust to write in a way that's beneficial to us?
Oh, bucket.
Prisoners we're specifically not trying to get the heck out of here.
Meat Hook Fran. And he gestures at the largest woman you have ever seen. Like 8 feet tall. Muscle all over. Like there are muscles that you've never seen before. This is like an anatomical map almost. And covered in tattoos, and with this heavy scowl, turns to you and goes, I'll do it.
Granted looks respectfully and unlocks the cell.
All right. I'll be taking that shiv off you.
I was going to say, how did she know about the shiv, but then I remembered Granted just literally used it. Kept fine.
You should see if there's any prisoners who could maybe fly, because that'd be useful.
There's a Kenku who can't fly. There is an Aaracokra as well. Presumably could fly. I've literally just forgotten her name. I've already said it. Meat Hook Arthur?
Fran.
Meat Hook Fran. Wow. I literally just came. Meat Hook Fran takes the shiv, goes to the guard, and cuts his throat.
That was needlessly brutal.
What were you expecting from me?
That's fair.
And then she she heads to the interrogation room, slams it open, and inside there is someone being interrogated. And she runs in, stabs the interrogator, and rips the person out of there. Puts him over her shoulder and walks out. You are all in a pipe watching this happen at the moment. You can jump in whenever you want.
Yeah, the interrogator probably had it coming.
Would like to jump in at this juncture, yeah.
Okay, you drop from the sky like Batman.
We try to break the scrying sensor as we do so.
Okay, to do that, I'm going to
You might want to, yeah.
Give me Arcana. I would ordinarily require some sort of check to do this while airborne, but you are a bird, so I'll let you have that one for free.
Right, that's 26.
Wait, are you wearing your armor? No, because you flew in, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm just checking because if you're wearing your armor, you can't fly, and I would then need a check. 26 is going to be plenty. You destroy the sensor on the way down.
Oh, hey, guys.
It's my all-purpose tool to cut the don't explode wire.
The don't explode wire is severed, and the command telling it not to explode is no longer reaching it, so it explodes. No, you're fine.
I mean, if they hired Gasper Frong.
It explodes as embarrassment.
So yeah, you're all in cell block B. Meat Hook Fran is running amok, and is just has just stabbed an inquisitor, grabbed someone over her shoulder, and is walking out and is heading towards cell block A. What do?
Let Gargoyle lead.
I'm going to start seeing if I can free the rest of the cannons.
Okay, yeah, you've now got more time, if anything, because the sensor's gone. Although you do get the feeling that someone will notice that the sensor is gone and will be on their way eventually.
And a reminder for Bree, all you've seen is Gargoyle and Gaspar come down. You haven't
That's
seen
right. Gaspar Frond and Gargoyle have arrived. No idea where Hannah is. And yeah, so what you're seeing, Hannah and Gargoyle, is you're in a medium-sized cell block. There's a lot of cells all around. There is that interrogation chamber, and there's also a really heavy iron door on one side.
Right. Well, first of all, I guess I fly over to Grounded and ask for an assessment of the situation.
Okay, so I've got you something, and she hands Gargoyle a scroll.
Oh, I've got you something.
And Gargoyle hands whatever I wasn't told what it was. From
the letter
Theric.
from Theric. There is a letter.
Are you armed at the moment? Grounded,
yeah,
you armed?
No, I just gave that lady a shiv in exchange for her running amok.
Throw you a vicious sword.
This is heavy. Can I use my dexterity? Can I use some sort of dexterity with it?
It's a finesse weapon. It's a short sword.
Okay.
Yeah. Rogues can use short swords. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you open all the cells for the brass cannons, and they all come out. Again, some of them are not talking, but Toady, at the very least, and Bucket come over to you. And Toady says,
Hey.
right, how do we get out?
Okay, I know there's a bit... the room where we'll put to work copying over scrolls. I know there's a vent up there. We can probably escape that way. Wait, how do you both get in here?
The vent.
Oh, okay, can we just go through that vent?
That sounds
Like,
great.
is there
Let's
already
go.
a way out?
Large vertical drop. So unless you're capable of flying it back up, probably
Thinking
not.
about it, where's my stuff? I need my stuff back.
That's probably at the armory at the entrance.
Any idea how to get there?
Yeah, you go back
Nope.
through cell block A and then out.
And we've also got to go. Where's Ao? You not found her yet?
Ayo.
Oh, she's in cell block C. It's where
Cell
they
block
keep
C.
it's where they keep the dangerous prisoners, apparently.
I've not seen anyone come
So
out there in a
everyone-
long time.
Let's get a move on then.
Yeah.
Points of the iron door,
good
be my
news.
guest.
Oh, do you already know about this stuff? And she taps the glass.
Have you informed me of this yet, Gargoyle?
No, Theric informed us of it.
Okay, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
There's
touch it.
apparently cell block C doesn't have any of it, so no. I was actually, can I use the vicious short sword to get myself another shard of it?
That'll be easy with the vicious sword. Short sword compared to what you were doing before.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be a good idea for Gargoyle to try and help the brass cannons get up to the pipe?
Yeah, you can help him up. That's fine.
All right, I will do that.
All right. You help them all up. This takes about 5 minutes. To
How are
get
they going to
them
get
all up.
as player though? No, as player, how are they going to get up through the large vertical drop that I had to hang glide you down?
They're mages. They'll find a way. They're higher level than us.
They're
I mean, they
bards,
don't have any spell
and
slots anymore.
they have spell slots.
You can take a rest in a pipe.
A long rest in a 8 hours during a prison ride in a pipe.
Top
You
Guild of
can't-
Icons tip: you can take a rest in a pipe.
I mean,
I gave a pipe a rest.
look, if you're arguing this case, do you want them to be with us in the Aethernet where
Yeah.
there is a dragon?
Oh yeah, this will be fun.
I don't want Nick to have to deal with that many characters at once. I'm helping them.
I
in the
do.
pipe.
I'm ready for it. It's fine. I'm a veteran dungeon master. I can do anything.
Fine, we won't help the brass cannons who we want to help escape.
I thought the plan was because we needed to bring so many people back. We had to use them to get to the Aethernet. I thought that was the plan to begin with,
Okay.
to bring the brass cans with us into the Aethernet. I thought that's why we needed this one to begin with. Otherwise, we would have just climbed out. We would just use like carpet of flying or something. Yeah.
I didn't think we'd make such an exit or entrance. Okay.
Anyway.
We spend 5 minutes doing that. No, we don't spend 5 minutes doing that. What are we doing?
No, it's not what I say.
I don't suppose we could retcon it so that I just gave them my stuff before I was taken into custody.
No, we can't.
Damn.
It's in the armory.
Yeah, no, that was Eao. We didn't think you'd be held in contempt of court, though we should have planned for it. I'm sorry.
All right, so
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in you not controlling me.
If there is no anti-magic in cell block C, then Gargoyle, you go to cell block C, find Eao. Given that's an armory full of people who probably want to kill us, grounded, we're going to the armory.
Wait, who are you? Oh, I put you in the recovery position once. Why are you helping us?
Out of the kindness of my heart and because Eao's paying me.
Okay. Oh, you're a lot more stable than the last time we met.
It happens.
All right, Gaspar Frong and Grounded, you go to the armory. As you head through cell block A, there is a full-scale riot going on. There are spells being slung from spell guns at prisoners who are mobbing people. Dimbles has a pasty-looking nerd in a headlock. He's going, "Yeah, you nerd!"
Gargoyles trying
Hey, Dimbles. Let's have a united front here, eh?
Land of New York, land of New York, land of New York, Nuggy the nerd.
Wait, is it actually Gargoyle?
No, it's not. It's a pasty gunman who has lost his gun and is now getting.
Okay, yeah, it's a guard. This is all fine.
Yeah, no, he's not just grabbed another prisoner. He's just going ham on it. No, he's grabbed one of the guards.
Too, yeah,
this is Dimbles too.
So
yeah,
is this guard's gun nearby?
The gun has skittered to the ground. You can grab it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
No.
This is an arcane firearm. When you fire it off, it shoots off a ray of frost. So it's only a cantrip one. It's not as good as the one Gaspar Frong had, but it shoots off a ray of frost.
That means Gaspar's is unique. I'm glad I didn't take it.
That's why it was in a rosewood box.
Yeah. Do I need to attune to this to use it, or?
No. These
cool.
are items that can just be and used. So it can do the cantrip Ray of Frost. The spell attack bonus is going to be based on your intelligence, which might be fine. I think ground is reasonably high.
Yeah, it's +2.
Well, so your spell attack is going to be 2 plus your proficient. No, you are not proficient in arcane firearms.
Yeah.
2, it is going to be 2. But you can still use it. And Gargoyle might get better luck out of it later, but who knows? But yeah, so you've got a wand should you need it, and yeah, it is going off in here. There's a huge fight. It's going to be quite difficult to get through the crowd. What are you going to do that?
Well, I've got wings, so you two are on your own.
Hey, I think I would like to, do what I was doing earlier and just grab onto the bars of the cells and climb over that way. It's not my slippers, but it's just as good.
This is the weirdest adaptation of Chicago I've ever seen.
You would have done the same.
That sounds good to me. Make an athletics check. Gaspar Frond, how are you getting through the crowd?
I am going to look like Gaspar Frong does when he has not had a drink for a while, and therefore no power in the universe is going to stop him between here and the nearest drink, and look intimidating as heck.
Okay, roll me an intimidation check.
And just storm through, look like I mean business, preferably holding a broken beer bottle. There probably isn't one available.
There's
that's
no
good
broken beer bottles, but yeah, you can.
That's
take
good for intimidation because Gaspard Frong doesn't drink beer. Gaspard Frong drinks alchemist's fire.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I'm gonna find an potion bottle. Looks like alchemist's fire then instead.
Yeah. So roll me intimidation. Grounded. What was your athletics?
28.
Yeah, you're fine. You're almost spider climbing, even though you're not wearing the boots. Over there. What was the intimidation? 17's good enough, actually. Because there's a lot of chaos going on. There's a lot of pasty nerds in here who don't have magical powers, surrounded by really strong people. They cut a swath through there for you, and you get through cell block A. The next room is the Sally Port. So, the Sally Port has a number of changeling detectors in it. But adjacent to it is the armory door. So you're right there. You've just got to get past these changeling detectors.
What do these ones actually do?
It is a low level. It's like a downcast moonbeam, so it doesn't do damage unless you're a changeling.
Got it.
Grounded looks at them and says,
You walk through.
will this be a problem for you, Hannah?
Well, Grounded, you don't know. You don't know. This could be Gaspar Frong.
Yeah, I guess.
Hannah,
I just thought it'd be very funny if you knew all along.
Hannah, you walk through and immediately the disguise melts. You take 1d8. I think it's 1d8. 1d8. Which is only 1 point of, I believe it is radiant damage.
Oh, that resists against radiant, sadly.
But yeah, just 1 point. But you are back to Hannah now. Grounded, you're able to walk through.
Hannah or Shay? Like, I presume I'm back to Shay.
You are actually back to Shay. That's a very good point. You are Shay.
Cool. So it's the first time I think that Grounded's got to see Shay in her proper form. Yeah, about the same height as Hannah would be normally, but grey skin, featureless facial expressions, aside from 2 bright white eyes and a shock of platinum blonde hair.
Yeah.
Annoying is what it is. But we don't have time if you want to get your stuff.
Yep. Well, I've trusted them this far.
Go get your things.
Okay. The armory is locked. How are you planning on getting in?
I've got a lockpick.
We're going to lockpick.
Yep, you can do that. Go roll me a check.
Okay, that is a 14.
14 is not enough. So in this time, you know, what it basically means is you're going to get it open because you've got infinite time. But in this time, someone comes around the corner. They're rushing to get to the weapons in the armory, and they come around and they see you there, and they're like, "Oh, hang on a minute." Don't know why they talk like that. Like, "Oh, whoa,
thing.
You're not allowed in there. You're not allowed in there." And they're drawing their wand and they're about to fire. Shay, you probably see this first.
Yeah, I'm going to take shield out from where I've been hiding it inside the bulky ropes and just cover Grounded as she does some lockpicking.
Okay, so you bring the shield out. They are going to strike at you. We're going to do this versus, I think, your AC. It is going to be a
Got an old fall, though.
firebolt. Let's have a look.
Yay.
Well, I've just rolled a 5, so I think you've actually defended that really well.
Probably.
That would be a 12 to hit normally. As the blast goes, and yeah, you bring up the defenses, and it's just dissipated. Grounded, you now have enough time to open the door, and you get it open. With that.
You're not allowed to dissipate that.
Hang on a minute, no. Stop. No. You're not allowed to go in there. You're not allowed to go in there. The door is open. Grounded, you can rush in and get your stuff. There are
booty for the road.
I was going to say, there are other things in here if you want. There are more gun ones, and there is
Ao's things.
There is one grenade.
I'll take the grenade. I'll take any guns I can grab on the way.
There's
There
also
is-
Felicitas.
Felicitas is the only one of Ao's things that's actually been put here. Oh no, and the ring. So yeah, Ao's magic items as well.
I am.
And the
Yeah, so
grenade.
there's Felicitas, there's the ring, there's a deck of cards.
I feel so bad
Also,
for Iris
there's-
this session. It's the first time I've heard her talk in like 30
Also,
minutes.
there's the brooch, I believe, if that was taken off me.
That would have been taken off you, yeah.
Whilst Grounder's looting things, I'm going to make this guard regret throwing fireballs at me.
Okay. How are you doing it?
I'd like to abstract it so we don't get into combat time, but I just want to knock him out with the shield. I'm just going to charge straight back through the changing detector, have it make its siren noise and zap me in the process, and then put in between a rock and a shield place.
Okay, so the D8, you take this
And
time
the rock's
7
obsidian.
points of damage.
Yeah. Yep.
And then, boom, straight in. Give me an athletics check, please.
Ain't my best. Nah, sub 10. Not going to happen.
Well, I don't know. You're going
Fine.
against a nerd.
3. I'm also a nerd, remember? I don't have a strength score.
So that was a natural 1 for me.
Oh, good.
And they have -1 to strength. So that's a 0.
So like,
Most
so that so this
pathetic
is the
slap fight in
equivalent.
history.
So technically speaking, what happens is you juggernaut through them into the wall. What really happens is it's kind of a slow push. But they make it backwards anyway. They just can't. They
And
can't
by-
get a purchase on the floor because the floor's made of glass, so they're just sliding backwards.
And by the time that Grounder has finished looting a room, there is a guard standing there with a very suspiciously similar looking guard
Yes.
about that close.
Absolutely. So Shay is now a guard, and Grounded, you've sort of grabbed all the loot and you're holding it. That grenade, by the way, is a grenade of fire shield. You throw it on the ground, and anyone within 20 feet gets the benefit of the fire shield spell for the duration of 1 minute, not the duration of 10 minutes the fire shield normally applies.
Chat raises a good question of, does it still zap me if I'm in my normal form?
It
Which I
does.
was.
It does still. That's why you took 7 points of radiant.
1 point of radiant.
No,
Before-
7
Took
when
one,
going
took
back.
one, and then 7.
Yeah. So yeah, you're all free to get back. I will say you can get back to the original cell block using your previous rolls if you would like. But is there anything else?
Why are you on my side now, guys?
Oh, you know why.
Yeah,
I don't know his voice. I'm sorry. I'm just going with my regular voice. I'm not having a great day at the moment. We can drop the pretext if that's okay with you.
okay.
Right.
So who the heck are
lead,
you
I'm
anyway?
Later. Go. I don't have to deal with the fact that a load of people will want to kill me with looking like this.
That's true, actually. Yeah, you enter into the riot zone and they see a guard.
Yeah, I also have a shield and a big scary sword.
That's true, though. You are walking through the valley in the shadow of death with a big stick. Roll me intimidation, I think. And yeah, I think this calls for intimidation.
Would I be able to,
14.
by the way? Sorry.
Oh wait, I have inspiration. You want to say something first before I roll inspiration?
Can I just use my magic carpet to just fly above everything now?
Yeah, you can zoom above now with the magic carpet.
Oh, cool. Can I hitch? Is there not supposed to be hitch ride on the magic carpet?
Yeah, you could try that.
Yeah, but I think it'll be moving at half speed. That's still 40 feet per round.
I'll still need an intimidation check in case they throw stuff at you as you're going past, but yeah.
Okay, that's a bit more
I
respectful.
said intimidation check then.
That's a bit more respectful. 28.
28. Grounded, you're a little bit afraid. Because Hannah's that intimidating. And you haven't seen that before. Sorry, I should be saying Shay now, as I've even updated the overlay while this was all happening. Shay and Grounded, you make it to cell block B, which is now mostly empty. Most of the people have gone into cell block A and are part of that fight in there. The brass cannons are still there. Gargoyle's obviously still there. And you have the door to cell block C ahead of you. And the fire break.
Okay, question for the DM. I'm kind of coasting once this prison break is over on Cant lore just being like, it's not worth it to imprison these assholes. Supposing, hypothetically, if Merifith Winifred wasn't dead and was in one of these bottles, taking that bottle make Cant lore give a shit about us.
They would certainly give a shit about you if you managed to... It's interesting because he is dead.
He was
But in the
dead before.
hypothetical that you were saying, if you were to release a high value target, that high, it would depend on how you did it. If they knew you did it, you would be public enemy number 2, because public enemy number 1 is of course Merifrith Winifrith, if that is who you release. So there would be, if they didn't know, suddenly you don't matter at all because there is a crisis on hand. But if they know you did it, yeah, they're coming for you, and they're not stopping until they have power word killed you or disintegrated you. On the other hand, though, Merifrith Winifrith is dead. It doesn't matter.
Counterpoint.
We don't believe you, Nick.
Sure.
Public enemy number 2 would be Pooplick enemy.
Yeah, also, I think we're coming around the idea that we don't need Winifred once we have the wand, and we're not really fans of Winifred
Oh, it's
either.
good because he's dead.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he's dead, but his cheese collection lives on in Virax.
I'm not lying.
Let us
He is
continue.
dead. They have killed him.
We are running up against a time limit here.
Yeah, we're running out of
Okay,
time.
I'm-
I want Eao out of this before we end the session.
I'm not going to risk it. Gargoyle is going to throw on the sectacles
Okay.
while he is flying, and he knows what the bottle that Eao was put in looks like.
Yeah.
Which means that he is going to ask the spectacles,
Show me a time at which this door was open the longest in the past week.
Ooh. Show me a time when the door was open the longest. Okay. So the spectacles work by you asking me a question about
Yes.
what you see when you're showing this. So what is your question that you're looking for that I can answer for you when you're seeing the time when the door has been open the longest?
When was this door open for the longest?
When? Ooh.
I don't really care about the specifics, by the way. This is a proxy thing.
2 hours ago.
Okay, Gargoyle, as soon as he sees the image of it happening, is going to immediately Misty step in, because you can teleport to a place that you can see.
Ooh.
Mm.
That's disgusting. Raw, that is not allowed. However, because what you're seeing is a vision. You are not seeing the actual place. However, I like it enough that I'm going to allow it. This time, you are not doing this combo ever again because this is a vision you are seeing.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to
But you're
need
doing
to
it.
use it, burn another spell slot to get out again, so...
So Gargoyle vanishes behind the door. Gargoyle, you are in the firebreak room. There is no fire in here. There is just a long corridor made of this, all of it of this obsidian. It is about 10 foot wide, and you're on a platform in the center, 5 foot wide. And the walls extend upwards about 100 feet. And ahead of you, halfway down, is a large mirror.
Fuck you!
Hold it.
Oh, you did call. I was so proud.
All right, then. I'm going to fucking use
Road safe
Vortex
assist.
Warp to warp myself. Well, I'm not going in there. I feel like this is something we can do on our end.
Okay, you vortex warp yourself back.
Yes.
Tell them what you see.
Vortex Warp, that is 2nd level.
It's the mirror run.
Wow. Why are we even in here then?
Could have been.
Pardon.
Brass
Could have
cannon
gone
screen.
through Petra's living room.
The brass cannons. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Brass
keeping
cannons.
as much of this. I'm keeping as much of this glass stuff as I can carry. There me.
Okay.
You know where in the mirror it is?
No, which means we probably should go through the mirror. Does anyone have a way to open this door?
By the way, I was going to use that combo to like sneak my way into the vault maybe, but we passed a week since the vault has like at least a week since the vault's been open, so
That would not have worked.
yeah.
Okay, wait. So to get in there, you saw when it was opened. Did you see like a key code or something?
It's just a mirror.
I meant this door.
Oh.
What did I see?
You could have asked that. Yeah, that would have been a great question to use, but you can only ask one question every dawn, so... Whoops.
Well, I was inside for a hot minute.
Yeah, no, while you're inside, you could see that there was a lever in there that would open it up from the inside.
Anyone have mage hand?
Telekinetic.
Grounded has the hand of a mage.
And
Yeah.
doesn't
Well,
need
technically
to
it's a cat's paw at the moment.
and doesn't need to see to use it. I'm going to hoist Grounded off the ground and try to explain where the lever is.
The human pyramid
Okay.
magics.
Okay, I need you to be my eyes then.
Okay.
Is this a check?
No, you know what? I'm allowing this. This is fine. This is too weird for me to make a check out of it. Yeah, you mage hand in and you open the door from the other side. Absolutely. That's fine. Yeah. And it swings open. A little peek behind the curtain. This door was not locked.
Okay.
At no point have I
mean
said it
bastard.
was, but there we go. Yeah. So this door swings open.
The spectacles, the shoes with the sounds, I use my best ideas on the things that are completely irrelevant.
Yep.
Hey, those sectors are good. You can use them again next dawn, and they might give you some very good answers. So yeah, the door is open. You all see that mirror. It is standing there. It's about 10, 15 feet tall, 5 foot wide. It is
Nice.
not reflective like a mirror, but it very clearly was a mirror. It's almost like, you know, those infinity mirrors where it goes on just endlessly. Looks like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Grandis got mirror walking potions.
Do
Yep.
we have enough?
It's a good thing you went back and pick up your stuff.
Didn't we grab enough for like ingredients for like
Yeah.
50 of this stuff?
Yeah, you got tons of
Yeah.
them.
Oh, good.
All right, chug, chug, chug. And free you go, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Are we doing anything with the
I
cannons here?
tell the
Or?
brass cannons to say Felicitas as soon as they enter, just in case.
Yeah.
Good idea. And they all drink a potion as well, so mark off 6 more potions, and you all step through. And you are not at the entrance to the mirror run. You are in a tight room where there are multiple jars on the walls. One of them broken. Each one has a name in front of it.
Okay. Is it in alphabetical order?
Yes.
While they're looking for Eao, I'm going to look at the name that might have been on the broken bottle.
Mirror for whenever. The bottle has been broken for a long time. At least 10 years.
So he
Wait
broke out
for-
10 seconds ago. Got it.
Wait.
Something about Cantlor's story don't add up.
I've been sitting on it just... Literally a year and a half. God damn it.
It's probably not going to be important, but Gargoyle's going to take the shards.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Can
did you
do
find
any of
Eao?
the Yep. While we're here, do any of the other names stand out?
One of them does. One of them is very memorable. Reginaf Strode. The fancy text. No, none of
He's
the-
control weather.
he did create control weather. Well, allegedly created control weather. There are no other names here that you recognize, but there are certainly plenty more. Not actually, some of them are not even names that seem humanoid. You see names here that seem demonic in origin. There's some that are celestial in origin. There are giants, beholder names, that sort of thing. It's not just people kept here. Some of these are some of the more powerful monsters, demigods, and that sort of thing.
Right, and we'll end the session all standing around the bottle and considering if we want to let Eao go.
Question: do I see any names that are clearly beholder names? I just had an idea.
Yes, there's one here. Sailor. You totally would have recognized the name before, but I just had to.
Okay, we're taking that.
Okay. And
Please
are you
open
doing
the bottle.
anything with the Eao Dunwich bottle, or?
Oh,
I
right,
said
yeah.
we're ending the session considering whether or not we're going to let her go.
I will pick it up and put it in my rucksack.
Wow.
So am I just rolling a new character for the rest of the campaign?
Oh no, you're just going to be loyal to
Like, it's like, can you hear us in there, Eao?
Yeah, technically speaking, if any of you release Eao, Eao is charmed by you for 1 hour. So if you want to raise, that's the time to do it.
Is that
First of all, I'm not letting Eao
no.
out here. That will require another mirror potion.
I mean, you got loads of
true.
them.
Yes, but let's not waste them, shall we?
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say I'm not made of them, but I'm
Let's get
kind of
out
made of
here.
them right now.
Just before you end, you hear a cough behind you. It's a rickety, rattly sort of cough. And you see that someone is chained here to the wall.
Oh no.
An old man. Short.
You're Merifrith Winifrith. This bottle is Merifrith Winifrith. Is there anyone here who isn't Merifrith Winifrith?
I'm not.
Carry on, Nick.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Hi, I'm Grad and Joyce of Wark.
Have we met once?
Oh,
You're
did I steal
very
your
familiar.
keys?
No. I used to be a very powerful mage.
Eric?
No. Maybe we never met.
Winifred?
That's the name.
Fucking called it.
Not heard anyone say that in 200 years.
I am mad that I'm not there right now.
Oh, you are? You're just in a jar.
I'm mad that I am not there right now.
They're not going to let you have this roleplay moment. I'm sorry. They're keeping you in the jar.
Fine, I will let Eao out of the jar.
Eao comes out in
man.
this wisp of smoke.
For
And hops in.
10,000 years, I have.
Yes.
Eao, you're going to behave and not.
I think it might be offensive to say that in front of the person who's probably spent 10,000 years here.
No.
I have asked Eao politely to behave and not cause trouble.
Yeah, but Ao's a fae, so if the charm works or not is up to debate.
I'm not immune to charm.
Are you here for the wand?
We are.
And he
He sent us here a long time ago.
starts to stand up, leaning against the staff. Then you'll have to take it from me. And we will roll initiative next time, as you are in the vault in the center of the mirror run. And that is the wand of creation.
No, you monster.
We still have to do the other locks or else the portals are gonna...
You found another way in? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Technically, the technicals got us into the vault.
They did.